It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey, Buzz Buzz babies, it's Blake. Who else would it be on this channel anyway? It's what day is it today? It's Thursday, and I know that because Matta Sorcier went live for Sacrimony. Gonna bring in our guest of honor in just a moment, but I did want to do just a quick announcement, yet again reminding people about Metal Ninja Studios Trample intracranial hypertension challenge. We're running a charity. It's super exciting. I've actually never done a charity before, and it's really cool to give back to the community and try and help. But anyways, what intracranial hypertension is it's a buildup of spinal fluid, and it causes bad migraines and stuff, double vision, like really intense double vision, like almost hallucinating way, but not like the fun way that you pay for. But it's a bad deal for the patients because there's so few people have it and they don't know anything about it, and so a lot of the treatment is like a guess, and it's different for every patient, and they don't know a lot about it. And that's why we're trying to raise money for the IH Research Foundation. We've got exclusive merch. There's some really cool t-shirts, a t-shirt, a tote, a mug, a couple different styles of t-shirts, or you can just go to the site. You can donate directly to the foundation if you want. And honestly, sharing helps immensely too. Let's see, I'm going to put the link in the chat. I should have had this ready, but I never do, and I can't spell metalninjastudios.com/trample. We got this. I've done this before, guys. Don't worry. But no, it's a really good cause. I'm really having fun working it, feeling good about it. But we need this awesome community to come together and help us out. Like I said, a simple share helps immensely. So check that out if you can. We really appreciate it. And now, without further ado, the person of the hour, the creator. Actually, I have the whole team of Sacrimony here tonight. It's really cool. The whole team is here. Matta the writer, Matta the artist, Matta the colorist, and Matta the letterer. Do you even have an editor? Do you edit it too? Oh no, I can't hear you.
Oh, hello. I had myself muted. But yes, no, my editor is Matta Sorcier. She's very good, very judicious.
Nice.
Gives me some great advice. Also, not that friendly, but that's okay.
Well, congratulations.
7 out of 10 to work with.
That's good. That's a fair review. A 7 out of 10. It is out of 10, right? It's not like 7 out of 20 or 7 out of 35. Okay. Well, 7 out of 35 wouldn't make sense because we can break that down. It'd be 1 in 5. Anyway. Math. Anyways, hi everybody. I'm wildly distracted and I don't know why.
One of those days.
Matta jinxed us, by the way, because she made a comment about well, we both made a joke about how technology hates everybody secretly. And when I first clicked the go live button, StreamYard goes, "There's been an error. Try again later." I was like, "There's no later. We're scheduled now." What does that even mean? So I did that computer thing where you count to 5. You're like 1, 2, 3. And then I clicked it and then it worked. So it's fine. But I was like, oh no. And then I bring you on and you start talking. There's no audio. I was like, we're done. It's on fire.
Good night, everyone. We tried.
Please back Sacrimony. We'll try this again.
We need a nap.
But hey, congratulations on not just today's launch, but this is your 6th issue. You just got out the trade. We talked about how the kindest man in indie comics, J. Michael Miller. What's up, baby? Thanks for tuning in. But he popped in, said he got his trade today.
Yay!
Which I'm sure is just an absolutely glorious package phrasing. But right, you posted pictures in one of the Discords the other day, when you got the shipment, and those books look so good. Those trades.
I have one right here because I was trying to be prepared today, except it's under all of my sketchbooks. But yes, it is a heckin' chunker of a book.
That's a huge book. Yeah.
180 pages.
I was about to say, because I assume you probably some nicer paper in there too, but I knew it was like a pretty big, because for for the first 5 issues, and you don't stick to the 22 page format. You kind of just like do whatever you
Everything
want to do.
about me is just unconventional. It makes absolutely no sense, complete chaos, but I enjoy it. But yeah, like my single issues have been like 30 to 32 pages. 'Cause I feel like I can just fit in all of the things that I need to fit in better that way instead of, like, cutting out, like, crucial character
Yeah.
development scenes and stuff. It's like, I want people to know who the characters are, like, yeah, I want you to know how very specifically this one character, like, sips a cup of coffee or something, like, I'll dedicate a page to that, like, we need to know this, right?
I
I
mean,
haven't done that yet, but
one day we'll get there. Because I mean, you're basically at just shy of coming up on 50% right now. You got 61 backers. You're running I didn't realize that till you launched. I didn't realize you were running a shorter campaign. Do you always do that?
I try sometimes, it doesn't quite work out, and, like, I have to end up running a little longer because, like, oh, well, I have to like, oh, I have relatives who invited themselves over or whatever, and I have to deal with that, but usually I try to keep it to 18 days because I've noticed that, like, all of the excitement is kind of within, like, the first 3 to 4 days, then there's that whole, like, dead zone type
Yeah.
thing, and then, like, the excitement picks up in maybe the last 3 to 4 days, so I'm like, "How about I cut out some of the dead days and, like, save my sanity a little because it's hard to keep up the energy during, like, that middle period where, like, nothing is happening.
Hmm.
And, you're posting on Twitter, you're posting on Facebook, doing the whole, like, newsletter thing and, like, contacting or, like, updating previous campaigns so that people know that there's a new one and, like,
Yeah.
you see it not moving and it's just like, what is the point? Why do I have this running right now? Like, I know nothing's happening. I'm still trying to make something happen because I'm that kind of person where it's like I keep wanting to try to make something happen even though nothing's happening and it's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah. I'm learning a little bit about that these days, because well, you're about to see it. I do an ad every day for the live campaigns, and it's fun. I like making my stupid little ads that everybody seems to
I
like.
enjoy them.
But that's I you know it's that makes it a little harder and also more fun to do, right? Because I'm not, I want to do right by clients, and I don't, I want to feel like I'm doing well that way. But like my followers too, like I try and think of ways to make ads where like you're gonna see these every day, so like they got to be different. I can't post the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
And like using different art and stuff, like, yeah, it's little tiny commercials
I'm
for
trying to say, like, incredibly stupid shit to grab people's attention.
yeah,
That's my brand.
exactly, which is actually what Blake's Buzz is in a nutshell.
See, this is why I came to you.
Yeah,
You are
I
my
was
people.
born for this.
You were. I appreciate that.
But no, I'm really excited for the new campaign, and I'm excited to see. I was going to ask you, basically, I always do this. I always talk about everything else before, like, hey, what's your comic about? Let's introduce that first. But you know
You
what?
know
That's
what?
that's not.
The comic is so hard to talk about. Let's keep dancing around the comic issue. Well, I'm like, "Hey, comic," but also,
But did you see an increase, or like new audience, like new Kickstarter backers when you did the trade? Like, did you get like, some new people hopping on for the first time that maybe are coming back now, like now that they're caught up, or
yeah, the trade was an interesting experience for me because, like, I'd never launched a trade, so I didn't know what to expect. Oh, no, you need that beer.
I
Don't
know
drop it.
I spilled it on me.
I didn't see anything. I saw nothing. Nothing happened. Anyway, uh, hell was
It's
I
all
thinking?
over my face now.
Oh my god, it's so
Oh, I'm
distracting.
so glad I switched my camera to 720p so everybody could see me spill beer all over myself in high
Really just
definition.
listening.
That's why we got these fancy lights. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, what
New
the hell?
audience.
Yes, new audience, trade paperback. Yeah, the trade paperback was interesting because I knew there wasn't gonna be as much of a turnout as there is for the single issues
Mhm.
because, like, it's a big heckin' chunker of a book. People already have the single issues, like, they're probably not gonna come back for the chunker. But, yeah, so the interesting thing I noticed was that I saw a lot of repeat digital backers come for the physical trade, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
And
Nice.
then I saw a few new backers like specifically going for the digital.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a different audience where like it was a lot of new digital backers, which I don't mind. Like,
Yeah,
like
you don't have
please,
to fulfill those. Well, I
well,
mean, you got to
also
send a link, but
yeah, but also just like, please read my story. Cool, you backed it. You're gonna read it.
yeah.
Like, please come back for issue 6 or whatever. Like, you know. Uh, but yeah, there were some new people on board. Hopefully, they do join in for the issue 6 campaign. I would like that. I think there's also some people who just exclusively read trade paperbacks, so they're like, oh well, I'll
Mhm.
just wait like 2 years for the next trade to come out. Like, but guys, come
But
on,
yeah,
don't you want it
that's
now?
a long time.
Yeah, that's come on, like instant gratification, right? Like the PDF is like $5. Come on, guys.
When I got into Kickstarter, because I haven't been into Kickstarter super long, but like there weren't a lot of trades initially, and you never really knew like if you missed the singles, like usually you'd be able to grab one on the next campaign if you didn't have it this time, right? But there weren't a lot of collected editions, and people weren't really doing the fancy hardcovers initially and stuff like that they're doing.
There weren't a lot of
Um,
options back in the day, I think.
yeah, yeah, times are changing.
I like
Everything's
it. I approve.
yeah, I do too. For the most part, I think trade pricing is still people are kind of struggling with it, and
Yep.
especially the hardcovers too. Like, and I know they get expensive, so like I understand, but
I really wanted to do a hardcover, but I was like, "Oh, there's no way that I could get away with charging like $70 for a
yeah,
hardcover book," especially because I'm still a baby in this industry, so like who's gonna really come for a $70 book?
yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot that even like when you get like the bigger numbers going, and you can charge like 50 or something for it, or like some people that have like it's not as chunkified as your Sacrimony trade, right? Like maybe like 100, like less than 150 pages, maybe. That
Right. I've
I
seen
don't know
around
what the
100 pages.
cutoff is. Yeah, like and I've bought a few that were like just oversized hardcovers of basically like a one shot, like 30 pages, which I wasn't super upset about because they were oversized and the book was good, but still sometimes I don't know, like sometimes you get something and you're like paid a lot of money. Like I paid 50, but I won't like announce the person, but I paid $50 for a hardcover, and it was like a 40 something page hardcover, and it was like manga sized, like trade paperback manga sized.
Oh,
And I
no.
was like, what in the ever
All right,
living
but I
crappers?
I have a question, though.
All right.
Was it also scaled down from standard comic size to manga size so that you couldn't actually read the words or
It
see
was
what
hard to read. Like
God damn
the
it.
text wasn't blurry, it was very small.
Yeah. Oh,
And
man.
now they've relaunched the campaign and done like a bigger one. When they do that, like right after you spend $50 on it, and then they come out and they're like, for 45 you can get like a A5 or A4, whatever the European side, because the artist is overseas, and they upgraded it, and then even then it was like, how is it cheaper and better? That's not fair. Anyway,
Yeah, it feels like a slap in the face, and I know, like, for a lot of creators, it's a learning process, definitely,
yeah.
where they're like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Let me release this thing," and, like, I know a lot of people are gonna be pissed, but hopefully this is a better version. I don't know. Oh, also on the subject of trades versus single issues,
Mhm.
I came from the webcomic side of things because 'cause I'd been doing webcomics since, like, 2013, and I was actually always used to the trade paperbacks, and I didn't know that people released single issues on Kickstarter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was so used to like, my whole MO when I started was that, like, "Okay, I'm gonna do webcomic, I'm gonna, like, upload pages every week like people do, and then, like, when I get enough, I'll do a trade paperback."
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, that was always my expectation from Kickstarter, and then it was actually, through Tyler James, who is, comics launch guy,
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh, you should be serial publishing this," and I'm like, "Wait, the serial the what?" Yeah, so he's like, he explained the whole like, "Oh, well, you release a new issue like every few months or so. It keeps your income going. It keeps you alive while you're making the comic so that you're not waiting 2 years to release another trade."
I thought you were gonna say it keeps you alive so that while you're killing yourself doing all this solo,
Yeah,
like,
that too. That's the
it
unfolding part
offsets
of it.
it offsets the soul reaping.
My god, yeah. I love my job, but I hate the money part of it.
Yeah, no, I like seriously, like I don't want to like, kiss. I don't want to like be a massive kiss ass, but like you've always really impressed me since I've gotten to know you about Sacrimony and like all the stuff all this you just do it all solo, and not only so like you taught yourself how to do all this. You taught yourself how to letter. You taught yourself how to do like the actual part of like making the comic where you take your art and then flat it or do the fancy things that sometimes people pay other people to do. But like, like when you compile it to send it off to the printer and stuff, that's a whole huge process. And like,
Yep.
so you letter it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And then right after this, I got to get to the chat. Cause like some people are wanting to talk to you, I think. And I'm just totally ignoring them cause I'm an asshole, but like Matta sent me her text file to help do promo, right? And she lettered all her it's like her handwriting, and so she made this text in her own handwriting that she self letters the comic in, and it's so like she didn't pay for a font, right? She did like it, I just think that's cool. So like literally any way Matta can make her own job art, she's but it's not. I mean, now your illustrations are very detailed and intense, and you love to draw like really intricate feathers and details that end up being a pain in the ass for you later. And I only say that because you've told me that. And
it is no secret that everything that I draw is a pain in the ass for myself.
But I love how there's always like feathers are kind of they're like almost your calling card now. And I mean, right? It's just like if I see one, I think were there feathers in the butt cover?
No.
All right. See, and I didn't notice because the butt was so nice. Anyway,
there was a very fluffy helmet that could have been made of feathers. We're not sure.
But yeah, it's so impressive that you do all these things by yourself, and that you taught yourself to do all these things too. And we've seen stuff on Kickstarter from new creatives or people trying to cut corners or save a buck and do stuff themselves, and that doesn't look as good. And you have a very polished and beautiful product that like especially with that trade paperback now, and we're seeing people talk about it online. They're getting excited to get them. They look good. I was about to say they look good. They read good. They do read good. It's a good book.
I read the Sacrimony trade paperback. I gotta say, A+ work from whoever made it.
But yeah, it's just always been real cool that you do all that yourself. I was kind of shocked when you came to me and like wanted to like work on the campaign together. I was like, really? Like,
okay, yeah. The only thing that I can't do myself is marketing because I live under a rock. Like, I don't know anybody. I have no connections. Like, I've always like told myself that Sacrimony is kind of like it's a great comic with like a really shitty marketing department because it's just me trying to market it.
So you're like any other indie publisher out there. Just kidding. I love all you guys. But no, some are definitely better than others. Real quick, we gotta get to this chat. Kartos, what's up? Thanks for hanging out. Let's see. We got Funny Figs. Good luck. Not that Matta needs it, but does still probably appreciate it.
I would like some more luck. Like I would love for this to be completely sustainable.
Yeah, that's the dream, right? Good morning, Mr. Ronan. Thanks for tuning in. That's my comment. See, people are already talking about getting the trade. What's up, Three Good Nerds? Having a solid night. Hope you are too. Let's see, J Pan Lawn Campaign. Yeah, they are. They're a whole different kind of exhausting.
Yeah, he knows because I complain to him all the time.
Desi said they like stupid shit.
Yes.
You're in the right place. Metal hardcovers. Yeah, who did one of those? Wagner. Doug Wagner did one for Kabuki, his spy Kickstarter that he took. He did a hardcover, like a metal wrapped hardcover thing. I really wanted one, but they were like $80.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're probably also very expensive and also very scary to hold. Like
he said you can't read them. He was like, these are for the shelf. I guess because it's metal, they don't open super great and stuff, and so it's not something you read. And I was like, what?
I'm afraid to open my metal floppies too because it's like there is the metal there, but then the rest of it is just just flopping around, and I'm like, yeah. Is this gonna fall off? I don't want to break it.
When I got my first metal cover, it was the metal cover Scout did for Metal Shark Bros. And I used to swear I would never buy a metal cover, but the cover is really pretty, and I love Bob and Kevin, and I love Metal Shark Bro, and a metal shark cover, like
I mean,
just
that's just appropriate.
it makes sense, right? And I'd never seen one before, so when I got it and noticed that it was just like a comic glued to a slab of metal, I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I thought the back cover would be metal too. I mean, which doesn't
oh my
make
god,
sense.
no, that would add like another $60 onto it. Like, I thought about it because I was like, this is awkward with the front being metal and the back not being metal, and, like, then I was like, "What if I made the back metal?" Oh, no, I don't wanna do that. That's very costly, like, I do knock metal covers sometimes. Like, they look really great, but definitely they're not practical to read. They're definitely something where it's like, I'm gonna put this, like, in a frame and
Yeah.
just stick it on my wall.
Yeah, and just mine's on a shelf, like hidden behind a pile of omnibuses. It should be. It'll be hopefully on my wall one day when I eventually get my shit together. And I keep seeing all like the new like the YouTube videos where they got like their backgrounds all clean and fancy, and they got like a cool blue light or something in the background that's like lighting up a giant TV, and it looks all clean and pretty.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
god.
I need that.
Yeah. You've seen Cody's setup, right? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
Cody's setup is legendary. Mine
yeah.
is just complete chaos,
He's
and
he's the one who I want my setup, and no, my front of house setup is close to his now, because like I bought I have the same lights he does. Well, he has the two Elgato key lights, and I have one key light and one key light mini. And then I have a green screen and stuff too, but every time I put the green screen up, like my voice detaches from my face on stream, or I get like weird lag issues, and it works for when I like do my shorts and stuff, but live it gets weird.
probably a lot of, processing power. Oh, yes,
Yeah.
Desi, the entire comic is my handwriting, but I made it into a font to save time because 'cause I'm not gonna sit there and
And
all of
you
that.
don't hand letter are you digital?
Yeah,
Yeah? What are you
I
what are you drawing?
Clip Studio.
Well, like what's your hardware?
Oh, my hardware is, it's an XP Pen 22-inch thingamabob.
Oh, so you have like the big tablet
Yeah,
screen thing.
I have to have it, otherwise I'm just gonna be like, "I can't see shit." Like, I have a Microsoft Surface that's, like, 12 inches that, if I feel like drawing outside or something, I'll take it with me, but,
Okay.
like, it's it's so small.
Yeah.
It's
It's
hard.
crazy how many people use iPads. Like that kind of shocked me when like some are, and I'm like, because like you're all cramped up and shit. Like,
Yeah, like, I don't know how they do that because, like, when I'm doing digital stuff, I need to have 2 screens. I have to have the one screen that I'm working on, and then on the top screen on my regular monitor, I have, like, the navigator thing that, like, has a zoomed out view of the whole thing you're working on so
oh,
you can
okay.
see. It's so helpful because it's, like, when you have the zoomed out thing on the regular monitor, it's pretty much the exact same size that a comic page would be. So
Oh,
I
okay.
can
Yeah.
see, like, I don't need to add all of these really tiny little details. They're not gonna show up on, like, an actual comic page, so I can just skip those
Hmm.
out and, like, it helps me take shortcuts. Like, I try to work smart, not hard. I hate working hard. I'm incredibly lazy, I'm not gonna lie. So, like, I like to give the illusion that I am doing a lot of work, but I try to find, like, shortcuts to, like, make it look like I'm doing work, but not actually doing work.
Nice, nice. Tony Gregori told me that a long time ago about him as an artist, like how he's like, if you look at my comics, you're like, sometimes there's backgrounds and sometimes there's not, but because he disperses them, you don't notice necessarily when they're gone, like they're there when they need to be. And
Yeah.
he was like, I mean, you can call it lazy, I call it, he's like work smarter, not harder. And I was like, wow. And honestly, like I never noticed it when I was reading his comics, right? Because he adds a lot of cool detail too, but then he knows when to go, back and forth on it. And yeah, that like blending, you just, I'm just a dumb comic book reader. I miss that. I don't pay attention. No, I'm just
Aw.
kidding.
I
I
feel
am
like
a good reader,
I
but
feel
I
like
still miss
readers
it.
actually pay more attention than, like, me as an artist sometimes. Like, I'll see people talking about, like, someone else's comic, and they're like, "Oh, well, they changed the inking style or something," and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, "I don't notice anything. It looks the same. Like, what did they change?" Like, I don't know, comic readers can identify a lot of shit that I just cannot identify, and I commend them for that. Like, I commend you, sir.
And some can even supposedly write comics better than the comics they're reading based on comments they leave online. I'm just Don't do that. But some people do, and it's rude, and you
That's
shouldn't do that.
you know what? That's been my experience at, like, almost every goddamn comics con I've done, where it's like, I'm like, "I did a comic," and, dudes are like, "Oh, great, I bet I'm a better writer than you." I'm like, "I didn't realize that this was a competition?"
Wow, they just, like, come up to your table and say that, or
Yeah, or it's like I mean, like, it's been really hard for people like, to get people to take me seriously as a comic creator because I don't, like, look like a comic creator,
Hmm,
like, I've got this going on.
you're not like a
So
40-year-old white dude?
yeah, exactly. So it's just like, I never get the benefit of the doubt, which is why I've been, like, spitefully just stepping up my art more and more, where it's just like, "Okay, you wanna, like, assume my writing is terrible, cool, but, like, look at the art." Like, you can't
Yeah.
say, like, "Oh, I bet she didn't draw that," or whatever. Like, I hate comic conventions, I gotta say. I've gone, like, 4 years without doing one, and if I never did another one again, I would be absolutely fine with that.
Wow, that's a bummer, like, 'cause I mean, I obviously, like, it's different for me 'cause I'm press and also not a woman, and yeah,
And also
people are
not
dicks.
brown. I have,
Yeah,
like,
I
the
don't yeah.
unholy trifecta going on against me.
Like, I just nah.
I'm like everything that people don't want in a comics creator. It's awful.
That's so fucked up though, like, even as a joke, like, that's so
I
lame.
laugh, otherwise I'll cry.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's
And
better to laugh than cry. And drink.
mhm.
But to be fair, Matt is drinking because she is on my show, and so you gotta you gotta prepare for it somehow. But no,
No, I
that
felt like if
sucks.
I didn't drink on your show, that would be rude. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like it's a Blake's Buzz thing now.
Which is funny. The last time Matt was on the show was my birthday eve on a 3-hour stream, and I definitely don't remember going to bed that night. I remember ending the stream mostly, but that was the night when you took that fucking pull quote from me, and I was
Yes.
like, I just want to be your comics uncle, like feed it and make sure the bottle's not hot enough. Good God, I mean,
I mean, if you ever wanna change that, you're free to give me another pull
I
quote.
don't know. Like, I hope. I mean, I'll give you another one if you want it, but I'm kind of glad. Like with Stephen Prince, like he used that quote for Monster Matador where I said, "This comic's like bullfighting on an 8 ball of really good cocaine," and I'm like, I can't believe he put that on book. Like he printed that on like physical editions.
Amazing.
Yeah,
No, but
it's
it sells it, like, if that's what it feels like, people are gonna be like, "Oh, yeah, well, that's a good feeling, let me get in on that."
right. Like who doesn't like an 8 ball of great cocaine? I told myself I wouldn't talk about cocaine anymore on the show. It always comes back. Anyway, no, I'm kidding.
Just
Yeah,
full circle like that 8 ball.
all I do is lie to myself. That's basic. What's up, Gary? Gary says he backed it because it looks great. Very cool to see all the digital options. Yeah,
Yay.
Gary's in Australia, so getting stuff shipped hurts. But yeah, and it looks great digitally. Like your colors really pop. Like I tell people that all the time now because I have the semi new. I have that Samsung Galaxy Plus tablet that came out like not even a year ago, and it's got the MOLED screen on it. And
Ooh.
like when you crank up the brightness, like digital comics look fucking stupid good on it. And part of it's the colors. And when I read on it a lot, which I get most all my review copies and stuff, right? And so when I'm reading it, like if I go from digital and then pick up a book and read the book, it almost looks like the colors are muted, and for like a moment it's like disappointing while your eyes readjust. But yeah, your digital comics and your coloring, like it looks really really good digitally. So like everybody please buy physical copies because like it's where the money comes from technically. I guess unless like 100 people buy a digital trade, because then that's because then you don't have to ship anything. I don't what
I'm just happy as long as people read it in whatever format. Just,
all
like,
right.
please give me the benefit of the doubt. I may not look like a comic writer, but my comic is fantastic, I
It's
promise.
good. It's good. It's good. It's funny. It's dramatic. It feels real. Um I like your unconventional approach to fantasy.
Yeah.
I like how you kind of make the genre your own, and I love how you don't want to be Tolkien, basically. Like so many people want to be Tolkien, or even go after like
George
Martin.
R. R. Martin,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know, that's first of all, you should never do that. You should always, you know, like respect people, read them, have your icons, but you should never like run into a genre or a medium and be like, I want to be just like this guy. You know, you need to do things your own way. And again, that's just one of that. I think that's one of your strong suits. And I love that you say you're not a good marketer, but like, you know, the pitch packet you sent and the way you talk about yourself and your comic, like on the Kickstarter pages and stuff. And because you let people know you're like, you're basically like, I'm fucking Matta Sorcier and this is what I fucking do. And I do it all day, you know, but you know, you remind people, you're like, hey, just friendly reminder, I taught myself how to do all this and I have a beautiful book. Right. And, you know, you just like, you're very good about branding yourself. Right. And so you aren't a bad, you know, I don't think you're a bad marketer. And I mean, I know things, you know, you probably wish some things were different, but I do think you have a good standing in our indie community. Like, you know, you've done a lot of shows, people like you, people like the book. People show up to your Kickstarters, you know, like that's
It's
good,
there.
you know. So anyways, I guess we should probably talk about this book maybe. I always do like,
Haven't we been
usually
talking about the book?
we're still, I mean, dancing around. We're more talking about the creator, but I guess this is your launch party, so I guess that works too. But we, you know, I always do like, it's always like it's usually like 20 minutes before I remember to pull up the Kickstarter page, and we're over 30. So hey, you've gotten a couple backers since we went live. That's cool. So you broke 1,863 backers, 18 days to go, running a shorter campaign here. And I was thinking like Steve Urena, who's one of my first he does the Slowpoke Sloth horror comic, and he always runs like 40, 60 day, like 60-day campaigns. He's insane.
I would die. I can't do it. I can't keep up any sort of level of excitement. Like behind the scenes, like I am very like stoic, not terribly expressive in the face. Or, like I'm very just like chill, low energy.
Yeah.
Like so like having to be like, hey guys, back my comic. It kills me inside.
For six, you'd have to like hibernate after 60 days.
My God. I'd have to hibernate 6 feet under. Like that's it. I'm done.
Like a tortoise, you just like dig a big hole and stay there for the like technically like die for 8 months or whatever and come back. Tortoises are
Don't tempt
weird.
me.
I really want a tortoise. I looked into this not long ago because they
Is that
live
how
for
they live that long though? Because
no,
they
well,
bury themselves?
well, no, they just maybe that's why, maybe because like they kind of they put like a halt on their life. But yeah, like when they get big, right, you like let them live in the yard basically. And you know, in the summer or in the winter time, you have to like give them a spot. And yeah, they basically like dig themselves this hole. You may have to like help them dig it a little bit, but it's like it's fairly deep. It's like a couple feet deep. I saw a TikTok too of this chick digging up her turtles, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and she's like, it's the weather's nice, time to get our friends out. And they like dig in their garden and because they were like probably regular sized tortoise, not like big yet. And she digs up these two tortoises and like just pulls them up and like they're kind of like, what? They're like looking around like
What year is it?
yeah, and it's just like, that's just crazy. But yeah, they just bury themselves in the dirt and then wake up when the weather's nicer. I wish I could do that.
Yeah, man, we were born as the wrong species.
I know, right? Like should have been middle-aged lazy master tortoises instead of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle variety. Still could have been a cool cartoon. I don't know if it would have had as many movie spinoffs. Don't know if Kevin Eastman would have made a comic about it, but it would have been nice to. I actually like the cold in the winter though, so I don't. Anyways, but it would be nice to take a few months break just from any part of existence.
Yeah,
because life is terrible, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you should buy Sacrimony for a brief moment of relief and goodness in your shitty lives.
No, but then it reminds you that life is terrible because
that
it's
is
that
true.
kind of
That
comic.
is true. Except when you die in real life, you don't come back. Maybe.
Or do you?
Or do you? I don't. Yeah, that's a good.
We don't know that.
Desi said they only just started getting into your comics from Kickstarter about 2 years ago. Are there physical comics from before? Yeah, that's a good question. Do you have stuff before Sacrimony? What was Matta doing before Sacrimony? I've never asked you that before.
So funny thing is, Matta was actually doing Sacrimony before doing Sacrimony, but it was a considerably rougher book. So like all of these pages that you see now are actually pages that were redone from my old webcomic.
Okay.
And I was literally like 306 pages into the webcomic before I realized, like, hey, I should redo the earlier pages because they weren't really reflective of like the things I was capable of doing anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, in the art and writing department. So in 2020, when the whole pandemic hit, I was like, you know what? I have shit else to do right now. I guess I'm gonna just redo Sacrimony from the beginning.
What?
So,
How did you train yourself to level up your art the way you did?
uh, honestly, I just kept drawing. I kept drawing and
Nice.
I didn't stop and just kept drawing and kept drawing. And it's like, it's so funny because you don't actually notice the change as you're like, like you don't notice the difference between like, page 1 and page 50 until you have page 1 and page 50 side by side and you're like, page 50 looks a lot better than page 1 does. Like I have one of the old Sacrimony books here. I
Dude,
tried
hold
the
on. Let me here. All right.
uh,
I'll pull it back. Yeah, let's see it.
yeah, so I what was I saying? I tried the web comic thing and then when I got enough pages, I was going to do a trade paperback. I had 31 backers total after a 60-day campaign because I
Oh
had no
wow.
idea what the hell I was doing, and, like, I had no audience, like, I didn't know anybody, I didn't know what I was doing, so it was, like it was kind of a bummer. I think I raised 1,700 total
Wow. But
after
you've beat that day one of your now 6
yeah, so, like,
campaign
this
later.
this this was the art for the old book.
Okay, that's still not ugly though. Like that's still
Alright, but,
pretty. Or
eh
are you like that's just the cover?
yeah, I mean, the cover I did after I leveled up some of, like, the interior stuff, but,
Okay.
like, it was pretty rough. Like, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but it was just, like, could be
Okay.
better.
Yeah.
It was kinda rough. Like, I was using tools that I didn't know how to use, I was, like, trying things that I had no idea how to do, like, my lettering was really, like I did those long, like, Subway sandwich kind of speech bubbles that everyone hates because I didn't know anything.
I've never heard them called that before. That's amazing.
They're
I
like
did
let
those
me let me
long
find one.
Subway sandwich bubble. Now I want a
Yeah, the
sandwich.
$5 foot-long speech bubbles, you don't know about those? Let me
No,
find
I
a good
know about them. I've just never called them that before.
there was one that was, like, a really big I mean, like, even like oh, there we go. Yeah, they're just, like, really
Yeah.
long speech
Okay.
bubbles. The $5 footlongs, those. But, yeah, so, like, I kept learning as I was going, like, I'd go back to older pages and then be like, "Well, this like, the newer page looks better. What did I do differently?" or
Hmm.
whatever, and it's just keep drawing and keep drawing, keep drawing, keep writing also, and then going back and looking at your old stuff and then being like, "Alright, well, like, what changed? What did I learn?" It's never about shaming your past self, I hate doing that, I don't believe in that,
Nice.
but it's just like, "How have I grown as a creator?" You know?
I shame my current self. I don't have
Yes,
time to just
I
I
will
don't have
shame
time to shame my past
I
self
will
for
shame
shit
my
too.
current self, I will shame my future self, but I will never shame my past self.
Nice. That's a smart. That's like no. That's a good like saying. Just like a, or like a, that'd be like yeah. I might. Can I make a T-shirt out of
Yes,
that?
absolutely.
Let's collab. Let's collab on a anyways, it's different. We're totally off the rails. That's good though. Totally stealing. See, like it's good.
You're
It,
welcome.
any like literature? Like, did you do any of the like how to draw, how to write for comics, or any of those books, or like the Scott McCloud stuff? Like study anything like that, or did you just like just crank away at it and just you're like I'm literally gonna do my own thing every step of the way.
I am because you know what? I don't believe in finding, like, the perfect formula or whatever that they
Yeah.
go through to write, like, whatever you need to write or write whatever genre, like, I'll always say, like, I don't write genres, I write people, so it's like, I always think of, like, what does this character need to go forward in the story versus, like, "Alright, how do I fit this into, a 3-act structure, or is a 4-act structure better?" or
Mm.
whatever. I'm just like, "No, I have my 3 acts, it's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I'm gonna figure out how to get there." So,
Well, that's
like,
cool.
I don't like being influenced by what other people are doing because I don't wanna do what other people are doing, so I just find my own, like, weird, mysterious back alley way of doing what I need to get done so that it's always my voice. Like I don't want to write like anyone else. I want to write like me, even if it's like, people don't get it or whatever. Like
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, you should write that down when you do like you should do like back alley comics. That should be like your press. Do you have a press name? I've never paid attention to it.
I do not have a press name. I'm just Sorcier. I've been thinking about like, do I need a press name? I was thinking of like
Back alley comics sounds pretty cool. Like,
I was thinking of Bad Wizard Press.
Ooh, that's better. I like that better than back alley.
It hasn't been taken. Maybe I might do that. Bad Wizard Press. Nobody take that or I'll fight you.
Yeah, don't. And do like a cool little draw like a cool little bad wizard guy for it.
I do have a bad wizard in Buddy and Friend who's coming up in the next issue, and he could be my mascot.
Nice. Because that's like a thing now that everybody does. Like even people that like show up for like their first Kickstarter, they like have this like press name now, and it's like a new deal. It's like
yeah, I've just like once again great comic. Like I'd say weird marketing.
Well, I mean, I don't know if the market, I mean, I guess it does. Well, I mean, you have a cool name though, so you can even if like Matta Sorcier or M Sorcier, like like M Sorcier Sacrimony, like it pops, it rolls off the tongue, right? So like you have like that introductory sequence. But yeah, it's just I've just noticed that lately. It's like more and more people and I kind of wonder, I'm like, man, on top of like releasing this Kickstarter and this comic, like how long, how like at the last minute when you're like, oh no, what's our press name? What's our like it like that like clusterfuck? Because I'm sure like that's got to be one of the last things you think of when you're like plotting and getting ready to launch a campaign. Anyway,
yeah, unless you're one of those people who are more enamored with the idea of selling merch than you are like making a product. I've definitely seen that where people like overhype themselves and overhype their brand, and then people are just like, hey, it's been 2 years, I'm still waiting for my comic. Like it's out there.
You brought in comics. It sounded like me for a second. I was like, overhyped self, overhyped brand, act like you're too important. You didn't add that, but I added that part. No, just kidding. I do like myself most days. But we got this early backer bonus. I guess we should announce. 48 hours physical backers get a free postcard. Digital backers get the same image as a digital postcard. Very cool. Let's get to, where's my mouse at? Oh, is that it? Is that the that's holy shit? Hold on.
It's also up for sale.
Wow.
So that's gorgeous. Who wants this? It's totally up for sale. All of my sketches are up for sale because I'm like,
somebody better buy that.
I don't trust myself with my own art. I don't know if I've ever talked with you about this, but like,
no, what do you think's gonna happen? Like your cats are gonna get it, or like?
No, I don't store my stuff well. Like, it's how do I
like I keep all my comics in our wet barn.
Yes, actually,
it's wet. It's wet all the time. I don't understand.
It's very moist. It's very awful. But no, honestly, like there's no way of saying this that doesn't get misinterpreted as self-deprecating, but I promise you it's not. It's that like I have no respect for my own finished artwork.
Like it's done, it's dead to me.
It's like it's done. I've learned what I had to learn from it, which is the most important part. Like I don't care what happens to it afterwards. Like I got what I needed from this. Time to move on to something else. So it's just like if someone buys my sketch and finds it like a nice loving home, like you'd be saving something from probably ending up like in a box under my bed collecting dust or whatever.
Nice.
Or being in the wet barn,
Being in the old wet barn. Things that I have never said before. I have no idea where that came from. The wet barn. Like it's, anyways. I don't know. Maybe it's my next comic idea. Yes. It's Sorrentino and Lemire have the black barn in their horror comic. I'm gonna come out with the wet barn in the I don't even know what genre it'd be.
Horror.
ridiculous horror.
I love me some ridiculous horror, not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I do too. I love it in movies. I love it in reading and comics and all sorts of stuff. So we got here's the cover A of issue 6. Here, let's see. I guess I should do my thing. I'm gonna do my theater voice.
And I've never heard it. Yes,
you never heard? All right.
No.
Unica is dead. After wrongfully being executed as a traitor to her people, she discovers First impressions are everything, Blake. All right, just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Unica is dead. After wrongfully being executed as a traitor to her people, she discovers a desolate and confused heaven, devoid of God and covered in ruins as far as the eye can see. Against all odds, Unica embarks on a perilous journey to reach the divine palace high atop a treacherous cliffside, where intruders are usually eliminated on sight. Determined to figure out if she's in heaven or hell, she wonders if there's even a difference anymore. Sacrimony is a captivating fantasy drama that immerses readers in a world where the afterlife is riddled with secrets, betrayals, and the pursuit of truth. Through its vivid imagery and intricate world building, Sacrimony Sacrimony offers a thought-provoking exploration of justice and the transformative power of questioning the status quo this summer. Anyways, I did most of it right.
Amazing. 8 out of 10.
That's what it's about, everybody. And then here's as we said, cover A. Got some really good pull quotes here. That one's fucking ridiculous. I wonder if I can recreate it from that night. I probably can't.
Please do.
I was like, so I was drunk, right? So I was like, I love this, baby. I love your comic, babies. I want to put it in a little swing, like in a rocket. I want to put this little bottle in the microwave. I want to squirt the little bottle on my wrist, make sure it's not too hot. I want to feed your little comic baby and be like, hey, I'm Uncle Blake, and that's what your comic book makes me feel.
That is like the most specific compliment I've ever gotten, and like hands down the best.
No, it's what's funny is I didn't remember that. I had to go back and watch it and be like, oh my god, because you posted that and I was like, no, I was like, really? And then I was like, I knew I was lit, but like I remember like the stream ending and I didn't know what time it was, and everybody was like, because I didn't realize it'd gone over 3 hours long.
Yeah,
and
I think we ended at like almost 2 a.m. or something. Yeah.
And everybody was like, no, Blake, it's after midnight. And I like white girl wasted was like, it's my birthday. I'm a professional. Anyways, I love this too. I love how you always put who Sacrimony is for, and my favorite is like who it's not for, and it's just like, yeah, we're not trying to be Tolkien, and we're trying to add some culture and color to fantasy. And if that's not for you, you can go buy a fucking frog comic, you little asshole.
Well, it's like, all right,
it's nicer than that.
I'm not nice about this because I absolutely hate it when people are like, it's not historically accurate to have a person in color in this fantasy story where a wizard is shooting lightning out of his ass. Like, do you hear yourself?
Yeah, they were going at the Amazon Lord of the Rings for that too, right? Like
they go after everything. They go after everything. Like, oh my god, people of color didn't exist until 2016 when we magically popped into existence.
Oh my god.
Just didn't exist. Never happened. Not
never there. Nothing. No. Never. Nothing.
No, I was born on January 1st, 2016.
You've done so much since then. Like
child prodigy.
The way your art has evolved is amazing. Yep. The wet barn is the new red lodge. This is amazing.
Good stuff happening here.
Yeah, there's like we got view the wet barn.
I think you've got your plot right there.
We got oh my god. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
This is amazing. I was afraid nobody would show up because I've tried to throw parties and had nobody show up.
I'm always scared no one's gonna show up. Like I hate that like you guys can see it. There's been a couple streams where like it started out with 0 people and it throws me off too, right? So like I'm looking at that and I'm like, you fucking suck at life, Blake. And then I gotta like pretend that there are, like, but it like throws me off, and then it messes with my energy too. So like, don't ever do that to me again, audience. No, but I and people popped in like later and stuff, right? And the one good thing about my stream is a lot of people do watch, or not like a lot of people, but like a handful of people watch it later, right? So like even when the viewers now aren't great, like more people do watch it. But yeah, more and more we're getting more live stream viewers, which is why I keep pushing all my interviews to do. I want to do more live shows, and I'm not doing the roundtable clusterfuck like we used to, which is funny because some people have told me they miss that, like guests. And one of the reasons why I wanted to quit doing it is because, you know, on those streams, when everybody would go around and introduce their Kickstarters, I would always look at like the people that didn't get to talk for 20 minutes. And I was like, oh my God, they hate me. They hate me so much. Like,
I think that was me. I was like one of the last people to talk, and I was just like, oh no, now I have to talk. Like I was having such a good time listening to everybody else, like
like I was having a great time not talking, Blake.
Right. And then I had to open my mouth, and then I don't. All I remember is the pull quote. Oh, you also almost made me cry because you were like the first person to ever talk about the writing.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, people are just like, "Oh, I've read Sacrimony. I love the art." I'm like, "Really? That's all you have to say? Like,
Like,
did you really read it?" But yeah, you had gone into the specifics of like, you know, how it's kind of like weird and funny and sad and stuff, and it's just like, "Oh my God, he read it. I'm tearing up."
wow. Well, you know, more and more people tell me that they're like, you know, Blake, I really like coming on your show because you actually read our book, and I'm like,
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
insane. But earlier today, I interviewed Matt Bors of the Nib. I interviewed him, and I'm an asshole. I can't remember his artist name for Justice Warriors because I'm a jerk. But
Quick, look it up.
yeah, hold on. This is the bad part about live stuff. It's oh, even right there. No, I didn't want to click on it. Ben Clarkson.
There you go.
So I interviewed Matt Bors and Ben Clarkson. Matt Bors was, you know, like did the Nib, and they're shutting it down and stuff. And he's but anyway, like we kind of talked about that today, and he was, because he was talking about how they're doing like press everywhere because their volume 1 sold out from Ahoy, and they reprinted the trade, which is that's a pretty good sign when your trade sells out, right?
Yeah.
And
looking forward to that.
Right, yeah.
Buy my trade.
Everybody add that trade to your buy the birdcage foil cover, which we'll talk about one of these days when I actually get to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, that also, but buy the trade. I promise you, there's still like 450 books that I'm literally sleeping on.
Oh, really? I was gonna
Yeah.
ask. I was gonna ask like how many you had, but I
A
guess
lot.
yeah. If you want
my
trade,
entire
you can get
mattress.
it.
I'm sleeping on it. I just put a
Because
bed sheet over the boxes.
If you're like a mattress topper on the trades, you just
Oh, not
like,
even.
sleep
It's
on
just
that.
a sheet over the boxes, and that's it. It's very sad times.
The middle editions are going to have a slight Matta indentation on them. We're going to sell those for extra.
Yes.
But we're, you know, talk to us about, no, I was about to get weird. Anyway, I was going to say, ask us what portion of Matta you want on here.
You know what? If people can sell gamer girl bathwater, like,
right? You know,
gotta,
and
you know,
I bought that bathwater and it
somehow.
didn't do anything. I didn't. I
How'd it
really
taste?
did. You know, people were vaping it. People were buying her bathwater and like mixing it with like vape fluid, like vape. Kids,
Bro, doesn't
it.
that go straight to your brain when you vape it though?
I don't know. Vaping is bad. I mean smoking's
you know
bad
what?
too, but
whoever's vaping that, like, they probably don't have any brain cells left to destroy anyway.
they probably don't. Yeah, they're probably yeah. I remember that. It's so aggravating, like, because everybody tells you like not to look at like other people's stuff and don't judge yourself by other people's stuff. But guess what? When you're a content creator, it's absolutely impossible not to do that. Especially when you can't sleep and you go look at the last show you used to be on that you quit because everybody got mad at you about shit, and you're like, man, they have more subs and views than me, and but anyway, fuck them. Just kidding. Everybody check out Pink Buzz. They're good people. They have a cool show. I'll be the bigger man. They're cool dudes. They have cool indie people on too. Anyways, but yeah, like it's real hard to not, you know, get wrapped up in that basic boy shit. So anyways, but we're not here to talk about the shows that I quit and why I wish I had more viewers. Even though I do, but yeah, long story short, again, like I've had people tell me like that it's so nice someone read my book when I came on their show, and that it still blows my mind. If you have, and that's what I was getting to, is a lot of these, I won't call people out, but shows that have been accused of this are fairly big time with like thousands
Oof.
of subs, some with tens of thousands of subs, right? And it's just like, really? Like, you get all this attention, you get all this opportunity, you get to talk to any guest you want, and you won't even prep for them. Like, that's really aggravating. Anyway, like,
And also, like, on a creator's end, I've done some shows where I'm just like, not only have I wasted my own time, but I've also wasted the host's time, because it's like, there's nothing worse than trying to pitch your comic to someone who hasn't read it, but is also just not here for it anyway. Like, why do you even have me on your show?
ooh, that sucks. That'd
Yeah,
be weird.
I'm not calling anybody out about
No,
it.
do
I
it.
was just,
Do
no,
it.
no, I won't.
I'm just kidding.
But it's the worst feeling, because you're just there talking about your thing, and they're asking you these like really generic questions, or they don't say anything, or they like make a suggestion for you for your story that like
No.
yeah,
What?
I've had that happen, or it's like
What?
it's
Oh, I would
like,
I
oh
would lose
well,
my shit.
yeah,
I
it's
would
like,
be
oh well,
done.
I would have done it this way, and I'm just like, cool, but I'm writing it. Like, what do you say to that on air? Like, I can't be rude to them and be like, oh, like piss off or whatever.
Oh, you
Like,
could. You could.
I
You know, I've kind of always wanted to do that. I don't want to do it, but like, how, like, if you like got into an argument or something on a live stream, to like hang up on someone and like leave the live stream, and you know for a second they're gonna be like, oh, weird, did their internet just cut out at a weird time? And then they're gonna like wait, and it's gonna take like an awkward like minute for them to be like, oh, they're probably mad not coming back. I just think that'd be hilarious.
no,
to do to
you know
somebody
what?
today.
Like all right, once again, having this going on, it'd be like, oh well, she was just overly sensitive about it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, it would not work. for
God
me.
damn it, world.
The
I'm so
world
sick of this
sucks.
stupid fucking world. It's like you can't get respect unless you fucking pay $250,000 to go kill yourself in a goddamn submarine. That's the only way to get
I mean,
people to care about you these days. It's ridiculous.
Did they really get respect from that?
I don't
though?
think so, but
No.
everybody's talking about them.
I mean,
I like how the narrative's slowly changing too. Like everybody's been making fun of it, and they're like, the orcas did it, right? And it's like this, it's been this like internet joke, and now that they found like all the pieces or something.
yeah,
today,
I
right?
think it imploded on like the
Yeah.
first day, because they were just like, oh, we're rich, we don't need safety.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
keep diving. Let's look at this dumb boat that we could watch YouTube videos. It hasn't changed. There's fucking shit growing on it, and it's dilapidating. Like it's gonna look the same anyway.
Like, yeah, just rusty old boat. Like, if I wanted to see a rusty old boat, I would look in my bathroom mirror in the morning. Like, come on.
Stop it. That's hilarious. But oh my god, I want to call somebody that. Oh, next time my dad gets fucking grumpy or mouthy, I would be like, "You rusty old boat." Calm your fucking self down, tighten your suspenders, old man.
Oh my god, please let me know when you do and how he reacts to that.
Let's see. Oh, we got comments that I'm ignoring again.
Oh my goodness.
I was having such a good time. Not talking is a strong mood. I've been there. Yeah, as people are feeling this mood. How do you interview someone without reading hey,
Not very
I'm with
well.
you. Yeah, I mean, and what's crazy is I think these people think they pull it off, and the creators always tell. Like they can always tell, like, oh, they read the preview synopsis, or they maybe read part of the first issue, or maybe only the first
Oh,
issue, and
they
they're asking me
didn't even.
questions.
Like,
Yeah, or nothing. Like they just
it's like, how
Googled.
long is your series? Who is your creative team? Me. It's like, come on, guys.
Yeah. How'd you meet your artist? Well, long story.
A fist fight in a bar. We slugged it out, and then we decided which one would write and which one would draw.
So Mallory says they were told not to. Always bring popcorn and booze to Blake's Buzz, by the way. It's fun. Don't know somehow cable deep. Yeah, that's true. Hey, what's up, John? A launch party. Yeah, everybody go Drumsticks of Doom launch day too. Very cool campaign. You guys should check out. He's good people.
Yes, please.
We're coming up with great slogans tonight. This is gonna be good to like comb through and make YouTube shorts with. Some awesome. As a professional in beautiful things, I will not stand on calling Matta. Hey, I agree. But it still made me laugh. But it made me like.
I'm approaching 40. I feel like a rusty old boat.
Are you fucking serious? How old are you?
38.
I know that's rude.
I'm older than you. We've been through this on your birthday.
Oh, that's why I don't remember.
Fair. Okay, valid. You're super wasted.
Okay, well, you're only a year older than me, though. That's not. That's yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
some days I still feel like a rusty old boat.
I love that saying so much. That's ridiculous. You must be a writer.
Really? According to a lot of dudes at cons, I am probably not a writer.
Okay, well, according to those fucking virgins who don't even know how to dream of anything other than like anime women, like what the fuck do they know? Other than like how to spec sell comics, probably. They probably have tons of
Dude,
fucking money because they bought those little tricksters. I hate them. Hate them. But I love our audience and the good nerds that tune into my show. Or is you or if you just tune into my show, like I'll make an exception for that. And I'll make a double exception if you back Matta's campaign. If you help get us there, we'll forgive your bad behavior like the world did the Flash. We'll be I literally saw steam come out of your ears just now.
through the headphones.
Yeah. Like the foghorn in your brain just was like, no. Like, yeah, no. But yeah, it's not right, even though Michael Keaton's awesome. Anyways, remember we were gonna look at this Kickstarter page?
Oh yeah.
I am on one today. You're not helping, you're a bad influence.
I am
Your
very
fault.
good at derailing conversation. That's my third
And as
specialty
someone
aside
who's
from writing
known
and
to
cons.
ride off the rails anyway, like that bad influence goes a long way on this show.
We are a problem.
Here we go. Here's where we talk about the goods. Sacrimony 6. Oh my god, I got confused. You got a GIF going on. I was like, am I scrolling? What happened? No, this is all right. This is cool. Except
I stole
can't
that
show
technique
everything.
from Brant Fowler, who's been doing that for people's Kickstarter campaigns.
A lot of people have stolen that from him. He's one of the first people that did that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is gonna be that. Oh wait, that's the cover A. Here's the booty variant with no feathers, and then here's feathers back, and this is gonna be the.
It's gonna be the holofoil one.
It's gonna be the holofoil. What's the difference between holofoil and chromium, or is it the same? Is it just jargon?
I think it's the same. Like the printer that I use, they say like 12-point chrome holofoil, and I'm like, okay, cool. So it's chrome holofoil.
Nice.
And I know there's different kinds where they have like the little like ripple patterns and the sunbursts and stuff on them, and I'm like, I don't want that. Like, imagine having all that detail and then having all those weird like little sunbursts.
Yeah, it would mask it. It would hide it, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
like your feathers and stuff, the hatch marks and things. Yeah.
Yeah, I lucked out with the printer that I've been using. I use Comics Wellspring, so like their chrome holofoil is like perfect. It's just like a really shiny finish with like, the holographic foil effect, and you can see all of the artwork like really well on it.
Nice.
Highly recommend.
They do I don't know if they do it, but they do like tempered glass variants now. Like they almost use like stained. It's not stained glass, but it's a glass variant. David Byrne was talking about them a while back. It like freaked me out.
I don't think it was
they're like crazy expensive though. Like they're really, really crazy. And then they do like these new acrylic variants too, where they like layer the images so it looks three-dimensional, because they'll do like acrylic and then paste part of the image in acrylic and paste part of the image in acrylic, and so it's
that is amazing. I think it's Comic Impressions that does that.
Okay.
Yeah, because Comics Wellspring, they're pretty basic. They do like small quantities of stuff, but like Comic Impressions has been stepping up their game, and that's pretty crazy. Because
you have to charge like $100 for them to make any money on them. Like that's.
But I'm such a fan of like stained glass. If you couldn't tell by like the subtle hint of my style, yeah. So I'm just like, imagine having an actual stained glass cover.
No, that'd be gnarly. Hey, just get one for you, maybe once. Just like
my God,
just order
they
one.
Probably charge me like $200 just for the one. Like things get cheaper as you add more quantity. But,
that's true.
One of these days, that's the dream, that I get so many backers that I can make something.
Yeah,
like that
everybody log into Kickstarter back. We got to get Matta the fuck you money to get a stained glass variant. Or fuck it, just get like a whole window for your house. A whole stained glass.
You know how much fancy shit I could make if I had more backers? Like I could do like, gold foil stamping on my covers and like just really cool fancy shit that I've been dreaming about doing for the longest time.
Well, and that's why we got to get more people on this campaign. Like, let's
do.
do it. Let's do it. Show up, people. Show up for some great fantasy action. Show up for a very unconventional rated R fantasy, 30 pages in a paper.
I love that segue. Perfect.
I'm trying to sell your book. I don't know why it's so hard for me to talk about your book.
I keep falling off the rails. It's all me. This is what I do. I'm the worst train conductor ever.
Now, is this new? Because I don't. Again, I was very drunk the last time we talked, but I don't remember is the field guide new?
It is new. It's
Thank
new for
God.
this
I was
campaign.
so
Yes.
hoping. I was like, I don't remember this from the last campaign, but I don't remember a lot of things from then. But all right, tell us about this field guide. It sounds very cool.
So yeah, since Sacrimony is very unconventional, and I like literally made up everything. I made up my own gods. I made up my own world. I made up my own languages. I made up my own fonts to go with the languages. Like I made up my own races, locations, maps, and stuff like that. I figured people might want to know a little more about that, especially
Yeah.
how to pronounce things, how to pronounce names, how to pronounce races, and whatever. Because like
Mm.
I didn't want to like awkwardly put that in the comic somewhere, like on, as like a footnote or something, and then have it get cut off in printing, because I'm sure that would happen. But yeah, so it's basically like it has information about the gods, like who they are, what they're about. I do a little breakdown on their costumes and what that means. I have a thing about each race and like, basic info about them and like each location and characters and like my weird calendar system, because of course I made up my own calendar system. Like everything is built from scratch. This is hardcore DIY hour right here.
That's so cool. Yeah, 50 pages. That's a lot of back matter. That's cool. There's only 100 of these are going to be printed. So
Yes.
let's sell this out. Let's sell this bad mammer jammer out right now on Blake's Buzz. If
Yes.
they all sell out in the next 5 minutes, I'll take my shirt off. I'm just kidding. Or unless you do it. If you do it, I'll do it. But
All right, we'll both do it.
no, that'll get me in trouble. I'll be like, you can show yours, Blake. When like anybody else does it, that's crazy. Which I still don't understand. Aren't nipples? What do you think, audience? Anyways, Sacrimony.
I love how Desi's quote came right up there.
I clicked the wrong one as I
taking
talked
your
about
shirt.
nipples. Yeah. Okay, I'm clicking all the old comments. Here we go. Boat, best of all. I love that. I love that a lot, and agree. You're cock blocking your own marketing. I tried to tell her this isn't a live stream; it's an off-topic intervention. That checks out. Glow in the well, there are glow in the dark covers. That's a thing.
There were also glow in the dark comics that I will not state my opinion on.
Like in the interior, they were glow in the dark.
It didn't work very well.
I was gonna say, like, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
No.
Off the rails is why. Well, thank you. I'm glad you guys know I try and stay on brand. Like really did. Like, do you do tabletop RPGs?
I have GM'd a game or two. So
you ever thought about spinning out a Sacrimony game rule book?
So actually,
Wow.
the way that
you just actually'd me.
so the way that I've pitched the field guide in general is kind of like, it's like the player's handbook, but without all the boring rules. But like, it wouldn't be that hard to throw in some like bastardized D&D rules and be like, here, do this thing, play this game.
Okay.
It hasn't been like a super duper priority, but it's just something I'm like, I could do this down the road.
Nice. Well, Desi, that I guess no one can ever get mad at you about having your shirt off, right? Because that's the part that people get mad at is the nipples, right?
Yep.
So you can just not wear a shirt anywhere, and like you've leveled up. You've gone. You've
transcended. You've
deshackled yourself from societal norms. Fuck
there we go. That's what I was gonna say.
Shed your clothing and be your true self. That's what I think we should all be able to do. It's so weird how like people get all weird about nipples. Anyways, Sacrimony.
There's those in Sacrimony too.
There's wings and feathers. That should be your next like Sacrimony, wings, feathers, nipples, like coming next summer to Kickstarter. Don't do that. That would be bad marketing.
Would it? I'm sure it would attract the kind of person that probably wouldn't
The
be into
wrong
the story.
people. They'd be like, "Where's the titty variants? Like, I came here to spend thousands of dollars on stupid naked covers that
My
I
God,
put a
I've
Kickstarter
done the
for."
wrong comic. I should have went into that industry instead. I've thought about it.
So many people are thinking about it right now. David is on, keeps talking to me about it. He's got a good idea for one, and he's like, "But Blake, it'll be a good comic, but like a titty comic." And he's like, "I'll make tons of money," and I'm like, I mean, do it. Everybody else is making a ton of money doing it. You might as well,
Yeah, right.
anyways, but if it's not for you, that's fine too. Here's some samples of the field guide. Everybody's got clothes on, so that's probably good. Maybe.
Depending on who you ask, I guess.
Here's some stuff about Matta, which we talked about. Self-taught, very unconventional, very awesome. Many campaigns before, lots of projects we love. Everybody should buy this because it's a great comic. I'm summing this up really quickly, but that's the gist of it.
Before we go off the rails again.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get through this fucking page, man.
Doesn't help that I put a lot of stuff on the page.
But yeah, so I mean, here's some. Oh, here's the preview. Okay. So yeah, again, these colors, like goodness. Reminds me of, like, who was it who worked on Kieran Gillen, the Weird God comic? Was it him and Matt Wilson? Coloring Matt Wilson, I think.
I don't know. I live under such a rock when it comes to comics. Like, I spend so much time DIYing my own comic that, like, I barely get to read anything else.
Well, it looks it's akin, like, really great coloring. Long story short, like the shading here, like the way you, I don't know, the layers you bring out too, like the depth of shadow and stuff. I'm gonna pretend like I know how to talk about art for a moment. But this is a beautiful book, and lettering looks good. No hot dog bubbles here. You guys are safe, I promise. We're not trying to be Brian Michael Bendis or anything. I'm saying we, like I'm working on this comic with you.
But you're helping me. You're marketing it. This is a team effort.
That's true. But I mean, as y'all can tell, like it's just a very, very gorgeous book, and
also very weird.
And weird. Yeah, it's cool weird though. Like, oh shit, there are nipples.
Yeah, I told you. I warned you about this. It was foretold, and you didn't listen.
The nipples were foretold, Mr.
Yes.
Buzz. Well, that's all right. So hey, all you not gonna say weirdos, but people that like titty books, this has things for
exactly
you too.
One set in this book. There's more down the road.
One's all you need.
Placed.
One's all you need.
Is it? Did I hit the magic number?
I mean, yeah, because I mean, one is technically there's two.
Yeah, there we go.
For every one, you have two. So there's a nice multiplier there. Anyways, good God. But anyway, yeah. So I mean, issue 6 is looking great. Stories at a cool spot. Do you have like an ending point in sight, or are you like you do? So like ideally, like how many issues would you run this bad?
My God, it would probably be like I always say somewhere between 50 or 70, but watch it be like 80.
Oh wow. Okay. So you're gonna be like 84 years old looking for the Titanic gem, like it's been 80, or she's like 90 years old because she's like, it's been 84 years. That's gonna be your like Kickstarter ad for like the 70th issue.
It's like, yep, like first of all, I'm still alive. Second of all, here's another book. But
we're all gonna be on computers, like wearing goggles. Like,
oh my God! Or we can be like heads in jars with like the little mechanical spider feet on the bottom.
Yes,
like walking
like Futurama.
Around. Yes,
I'm cool with that. Put me in a jar. Put my head in a jar. Let me walk around like a Spider-Man. I'm cool with that. I'll still live stream. If you guys pay to have me immortalized with my head and brain in a jar with spider feet, I will continue to live stream long until, I don't know, probably won't even be live stream anymore. It'll be like digitized auditoriums where people like join in. It's all like that, like what Meta's been trying to do it. They did like a digital con, and someone was on the show the other day talking about it.
Didn't it fail spectacularly though? Like the weird.
Oh yeah, it's not taken off at all. But they tried. And then here's I like how your rewards are priced. I think this is fair. Like 5 or wait, you get all 6 issues for $16. Here we go. So you get the trade and the new. That's a lot of comic. That's 210 pages of comic in.
That's some good math because I didn't think about that.
That's
yeah,
I was gonna say like I'm good at math, but that would have been a lie.
Yeah, I don't want to price people out of digital stuff because like I know that the physical books, like, you know, 180-page trade paperback, like in physical form is really expensive. So it's like if
Yeah.
someone wants to try and read it in digital instead of like the physical, like I don't want to be like, oh, it's like $25 for the digital version. Like, no, it's a PDF. Like I click a button and I send you the file. Like, please read it.
But even your physical catch up, I think this is pretty fairly priced too. Like, so we got that. Okay, what is this? What is the new get caught up? Get the PDF of Sacrimony 6. Oh, and then okay, it's got Buddy and Friend. Okay,
Yep.
okay, so that's like everything you're doing. Okay,
That's literally every book that I've ever done to this day.
nice. And then you can get all that as physical. And here we go. Here's a single book. So $10 for just issue 6, and then 15 bucks for some cake, which is totally worth it.
Yes.
It's a moist cake. God damn it. It's a delightful bite, just enough icing, not overly sweet. It's Matta got it figured out.
Cooked
And then
perfection.
here's that gorgeous $25 gilded cage holofoil, which I know a lot of people have said that they're very excited about. That's a beautiful cover. And then we got some bundles. Oh, and then here's the field guide. So $23 gets you the new issue and the field guide.
Yep.
Oh, physical and PDF. Okay, there we go. And then $60 for your price so much cheaper than so many people.
I try. I mean, like I said, I want people to read my thing. And also, like, I don't yet have the reputation where I can be like, all right, $20 for a 24-page floppy. Like, I can't get away with that.
Or charge $15 extra for a signature.
Oof. I do fancy
that
signed
shit
book
I
plates,
don't get.
but yeah, I mean, my book plates are like, you know, $5 to $7 depending on how many you get. But
Yeah.
like,
And I think that's
I don't
fair.
want to price people out of things. Like, I grew up incredibly poor and cheap and like broke. So I know how it feels to like want to read something, but then like be like, oh well, I don't have like $25 for that floppy. Well, I guess I can't read it.
And then this is really $35 for a real sketch. That's crazy. That's just crazy. Your art's so good. That is only this is crazy too. Someone buy this.
Please, like, don't let it end up in the wet barn.
Yeah,
where all the wet
don't
noodles
get this
are.
in the wet barn. It's gonna get all wrinkly and weird in there, and
It's gonna get noodles on it. Like, who wants that?
it's gonna turn brown. Like it's gonna get like rust colored, and then if you get a paper cut on it, it's gonna like infect your blood.
Yeah, it's just bad time all around.
It's bad news. It's mold. No, mold is a serious problem, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't want moldy art. You know, of all the things you could get on Kickstarter, moldy art is not what you want.
My God.
Matta has never delivered a moldy art piece ever. I want everybody to know that the wet barn is safe. It's wet for a reason. It's not wet for health hazards. Probably.
We don't know that yet.
We don't know though, because it's not a real place. But yeah, so here it's all these gorgeous sketches that are so. Oh wow, you can buy the Maximus.
Yes.
The Maximus sketch.
Oh, see, do you know why I called it Maximus?
No.
Gluteus Maximus.
Is he packing? Oh, I was thinking the front end. I was like, we can't really see it though. I was like,
it's the gluteus.
He's angled. No, I like that. I like gluteus max. I remember when I learned that word, and I thought I was such.
It never stopped being funny to me. Clearly.
Right? It's such a magical thing to say. Like, look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
So many bird cages. You should read the description for that one.
Okay. Want some one-of-a-kind original art? Get the original 7x11 pencils for all of these fucking for all of these fucking bird cages, please. I never want to see another bird cage ever again. Take them away. You also get all the regular floppy covers from Sacrimony #6 and the field guide with the fancy signed book plates. Plus, you get a digital copy of Sacrimony #6 plus the field guide, your name in the thank you section, and unlockable extras. I never want to see a fucking bird cage ever again.
Yeah.
I bet you
That's
don't.
gonna be
That
my
was a lot.
epitaph.
That was a lot. Oh, then so you are all right. So then you guys can get metal covers if you want. So like if you guys want to spend lots of money, but still not as much money as other people charge, like Matta will let you. Like
Yes.
that is a thing you can do. We will allow it. Look at that. At 1 hour and 20 minutes, we got through your fucking Kickstarter page.
No thanks to me.
Wow. And like people are still here. That's amazing.
Aw.
We got Sacrimony has nipples better than Zelda games. Zelda's pretty
That
cool, but so is Sacrimony.
that is the best endorsement that I've ever read in like
Yeah.
the past few years.
There's your next pull quote for the next campaign page.
Yeah.
Or do pinup art. Yeah, pinup art's. I mean, that's kind of what Maximus was kind of pinup-y.
Yeah.
How am I learning David is planning a tits comic here? I'll stop coloring Nottingham if he doesn't get me on board for that. He'll find it. You'll find him. He's easy to find. Buzz is a cherub chart, not a spire. Cute tummy. All right. I mean,
Aw.
whatever you guys want to pay for. Later, I'll do a GoFundMe or something. Still symbolic. Yes, always symbolic. I'm gonna do a Buzzio folio that smells like liquor and barbecue. Oh, like a scratch and sniff cover. I might need to smell like weed too. Sometimes that's not all the time, but sometimes. So, anyways, sorry. Drugs are great. It's legal here.
Sniff cocaine cover.
It's oh my god. Give me 5 of them.
Not 8.
I want the retailer tier of the scratch and sniff cocaine cover, please. That's a great idea. You know what? Cocaine is a serious deal, guys. I don't like it, and I love the way it smells. My dad used to tell that fucking cocaine dad joke all the time, and it always made me and my friends laugh. Then I grew up and started doing it. No, I'm just I used to work in a bar, I used to do stupid things, and now I don't do it anymore. So I like to, now I get to talk. Now that it's not a problem, you can talk about it and make jokes about it.
You can rip on past you a little.
Yeah. Oh well, I forgot. We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to rip on past Blake.
You're not
only
supposed
future and present.
Is there a difference between ripping and shaming?
No, it's pretty close. That's semantics.
All right.
We're into the semantics territory. As a writer, I'm sure you get into those dilemmas a lot. But anyway, I love your book. Whether or not I ever bottle feed it or not, I still love it. And I'm proud to be working with you on this campaign. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we can accomplish together. Hey,
world domination
still going up. 1,924.
Oh heck yeah, I think I beat my past campaign then.
Really?
I'm really close, because the past campaign on the first day, I think I did like 1980 something. So
Nice.
we're getting there.
That's cool. I'm noticing lately, like around 4,000, like 4,500, a lot of people are saying that's their goal, even if they need more. And it seems like when you kind of set your goal around there, they're tending, I don't want to jinx anything, but they're tending to, like, it's like people see that and it's it seems less intimidating for backers, as opposed to like a 7, 8, 9,000, like, or even more. And I don't know, like, I know we've talked about how proficient you are in Kickstarter marketing and comic book marketing, but like, do you have any thoughts on, I'm sorry, I mean to give you
Oh, no.
do you have any thoughts on that? On pricing a little lower to make crashing through that goal an easier feat? Like, do you think that makes the audience more into it, or gets more people into it, and maybe it seems more probable? Or like, what was your thought process on how to price your campaign?
Oh man. Yeah, I have anecdotal evidence for this, in the sense that, like, Sacrimony 5, I tried a $6,000 goal, and I will never do that ever again unless I know I can hit that 6,000 in like the first 3 days, because that was like the most horrible experience for me.
Because you did hit it. It just went down to the wire.
Yeah, it went down to the wire. But what happens is, I was like 5 days from the campaign ending, and I still needed like over $2,000 to fund, and people were jumping ship.
Oh no.
They were just like, like, oh well, this isn't gonna fund. Let me get out of here. So I was getting like hundreds of dollars worth of cancellations
Oh no.
every few days, and it was just yeah, like it came through at the end, and it's like, shout out to like some of the amazing sweet people who went up from like, single comic to like my $550 all metal cover tier
Oh
and
wow.
whatever to like save the day. But had they not done that, I wouldn't have funded. And like I appreciate it, and like I felt like bad for making people have to do that to get me to fund, because like I know, not everyone wants to suddenly jump from spending like $15 to spending like $550
Yeah, you
on
didn't make them though. They did it because
I did.
they love you and your whole rusty boat mentality. No,
Yeah, so like as an extra thanks, I sent them some original sketches and stuff to
oh
be like,
cool.
like, thank you so much for saving this campaign. Like this really means a lot to me. I wrote them like a little letter and stuff, and sent them like some of my like, fancy sketches and some inked stuff just as an
Nice.
extra thank you, cuz like I know they didn't have to do it for me, but I was
Yeah.
like, super grateful, but I never want to put myself in that situation again. Even for Sacrimony 4, I had a hard time because I still didn't have like a huge audience, and I had set like a $5,000 goal, and it was one of those things that also went down to the wire. Like there wasn't as big of a gap as there was with like the 6,000 campaign, but it was just like I want to do something that I know will get funded, even though it's probably like not as much as I would need to like, get the maximum out of what I want to get. It's
Yeah.
just like here's what I need as the bare minimum. Like if I make that, amazing. Like the campaign's funded, yay, people get books, and then if I get anything extra, then that's when I start throwing in like all the cool bells and whistles and stuff.
Okay. I like the letter deer. Our mutual friend Kevin Joseph does that with his tart campaigns. He writes. Have you ever heard me tell the story when I thought
Yep.
when I first got his and I thought I was just fucking special because he'd been like I'd just gotten into tart and was really into it, and he was launching a new campaign, and my blog was still fairly new, and I wrote a write up for him, and he just like like what happens when I do a write up for people because I just write so goddamn good,
You
But
do. Your press release for me was solid, I gotta say.
yeah, that made me. I told my buddy that I was like, man, I was like, I wrote a press release today, and a client was like, you made me sound really professional and awesome, and like, thank you. And I was like, wow, I didn't know like it's not that press releases are like void of all emotion, right? But it's not a review, it's more of a professional. You're trying to use words that like Google likes and shit like shit like that. But no,
Right.
I mean that's kind of part of it. It has a professional sound to it, right? It's not it doesn't have the personability of a review. But I mean, yeah, there's the more of them I write, I get better at, as from a few months ago, I'd never really written a press release before, and then now I've written many, right? And but yeah, that made me feel really good. And but
Yeah.
Kevin said the same, not for a press release, but I did a write up like a why you should back this Kickstarter deal, and then when I got the Kickstarter, it had a note, and I was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
he wrote just me a note, and like I'm the only one, and I still get mad at myself for thinking that because he has fucking special tart stationery. And it's not like you just buy one page of that at a time. Like he has a pad or many pages of tart state. Like it's just the hubris of thinking that I was the only one that got one. Anyway, I felt real good. But no, I still appreciate it. I thought that was a really nice touch of like, just the handwritten thank you note, whether it's a letter and like an actual note where you like talk to people about it. And some you can say more because some of your backers, more than others, but not, it's a very nice touch. Kickstarter has a price premium. I think we all know that now. So, there's a lot of things that creators have to do to really say like, this is why you should pay extra money for my comic, right? Than a $4 or $5 or $8 if you're the new ultimate if you're the new Jonathan Hickman Marvel one shot for the Ultimate Universe coming back. They're charging $8 for that. It's probably worth it. I bought it digitally. I haven't got to read it yet though. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, I like to remind people that like there is a human being behind this project, and like, them backing really means a lot to me.
yeah.
And I just want them to know like that, like, hey, you made my day.
Yeah.
Oh, also fun fact about Kevin Joseph, the few times that in the past that he's bought books for me. I didn't even write him like a handwritten letter. I just drew some stupid shit on a piece of paper, and I was just like, "Here, Kevin, I don't have anything intelligent to say. Here's a picture of an eel." So,
He probably loved it though. He loved it.
yeah, we've
He's a
got
good guy.
that kind of relationship going where I can just like draw stupid shit on this thing and just send it
You're
over.
going to be on there tomorrow night, right? You're going to be
I
on Explainer
am.
still?
Yep.
Oh man, me for one night and Kevin for another. You're gonna need to go get another beer, probably.
Yeah, probably. You know, I was thinking about getting a beer for Kevin's show because he drinks on his show. I should have gotten 2
Yeah,
Angry Orchards.
I like when Kevin gets drunk. Like
My God, it's like he's looking at the Kickstarter page and then like he can't read it and he's like, I gotta put on my glasses, and then he like squints in. Adorable.
And then sometimes when he feels like staying up, like when we stay up till like 2 o'clock in the morning, like after the show, and like he'll go get like and Mike doesn't drink at all, but like Kevin will go get a drink, and like everybody like refills up their drink, and then we all talk about stuff you can't talk about on air for like another hour.
Those
Like
are
I
always
love
fun.
those. I love those. But yeah, that's a good fun show. I'm excited to see excited to watch that tomorrow. And if you guys need more Matta, tomorrow night, she'll be on another live show and with some other probably cool Kickstarter guests, with some other cool projects that you can dump some money into and not even get mad about it. They make you excited to spend money. I used to spend so much money watching that show every Friday. It's ridiculous. Desi says there is a difference that you can make fun of your past self for fun, as long as you're not doing it in a way that makes current you feel bad or okay. So there's rules. There's rules that we can break and manipulate.
Wise.
Yeah, like you should be my publicist or something. Like, let me hire you. I can't pay right now, but let me hire you. Teach me how to be a better Blake. John says Blake's spider jar live. Wow. Hey, I would.
Oh no, we need to get you a mechanical bee thing with the jar. That's what.
Oh,
we need.
like I would fly around and flutter with a brain in the jar. That's even better. I like that.
Yeah,
with a hat on and maybe some aviators. Let's do it.
Aviators over the jar.
One day we can only hope. When my body dies, maybe I'll live on, and who knows? By then, maybe it's not even a mechanical real thing. They just stick a needle in our brain and hook us up to a database, and then we exist forever, like we're in the Matrix or something.
Okay, but would everyone's consciousness be connected? Because that could be really weird.
Oh yeah, that would be. Yeah, I never thought about that. If you're all plugged into the same machine,
and
like
you know each other's thoughts, even the terrible ones. Like, yeah,
that'd be crazy. They never addressed that in the Matrix, did they? I don't remember that. They were all hooked up to these things, and yeah, like you would have to like individual firewalls for.
Yeah, like imagine getting like the worst intrusive thought ever, and then like the whole network knows, and they're just like,
and it's not even yours, and you can't tell if it's yours or somebody else's, and then you have to go to like Matrix therapy because you may be thinking terrible,
but you don't know it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's no spoon, guys. Just bad thoughts and weirdness.
That's a good quote right there.
There you go. But yeah, it's this is why we need AI, not to steal art or do shitty Marvel title sequences, but to answer the real questions we have about the future and what they're going to do to humanity in the long run.
How much worse it's going to get.
Yeah. Like,
let's face it, nothing good ever happens.
Right. Yeah. It's we know it's going to get worse, but like, how much worse?
Just let me prepare for it mentally first before you hit me with the brick of how terrible it's going to be.
You're like, I got 80 issues left. I got 74 issues. See,
good
I'm not great at math.
No. I was like 76.
This is why we do comic books and don't like substitute teach or I don't know.
I couldn't do it.
I thought about doing it. Hey, before like all this PR shit started taking off, I really didn't know what I was gonna do. Like everything luckily everything fell into place like right when it needed to. But it was almost like I was almost like gonna go get a job at a grocery store or something. Just for like to fill it, just to pay bills while I found something. I was like, man, I got to do something like or take selfie pics.
Could you imagine like being at a grocery store and still like to every customer, like, hey, I got a podcast. Check it out.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing. I feel like I'd get in trouble. They'd be like, Blake, you got to quit talking about
Yeah,
the podcast.
absolutely.
What I would get in trouble for is like every night buying food before I left, right? Because I'd be like, "Ooh, let's make dinner," and I would get a bunch of stuff to make dinner, and then like all this money I would be making would like bleed away into my access to
You'd just
available
be
food.
getting paid in food.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Blake, do you just want to like work for steak?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I do. I'm that sad person."
Steak
But
is
yeah,
expensive.
it's but yeah, I'm very, very lucky that the community embraced me in the way they did, and these opportunities I've been stumbling across, and also like more people are watching the show. Things are changing. Things are looking up, and I'm just happy. Like we're at an hour and 35 minutes. We still got a handful of viewers. People are commenting in the chat. I didn't even give anything away today. Like that's the word. We talked about having no viewers. I did a fucking giveaway the other day. No one was in the chat.
What? But people love free shit.
I know. That's why I was like, we should give stuff away. And then like I think and then finally some people showed up and joined, and we got like 3 entries on the giveaway. And I was like, man, that's embarrassing. So yeah, that's but yeah, anyways, the problems that we hopefully won't have again. And if we do, I'll bring it up and yell at my viewers because it's your fault, not mine. I'm bringing you the quality content. You guys just got to come and watch it. No, but yeah, like on Blake and Cole Read a Book every Tuesday, we give away the trade. And now Cole has a bigger, Cole's already over 1,000 on YouTube, so he's got a bigger YouTube following than I do. But I mean, we get, usually like 20 or so people in the chat, and then usually about 16 to 18 entries for the giveaway. And he's real big on like the YouTube. I still haven't mastered this on YouTube. Like there's very much like a interconnective tissue where like everybody watches each other's shows. There's one guy, I think it's Las Cruces, who watches our show every week, and he's awesome. But he has like 3 monitors, and he'll have like 3 different shows going on his monitors, and he'll like switch audio, but it, like he technically makes sure that like his favorite YouTube channels are like always playing, so they get like watch time and views, even though he can't.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's a fucking hero. And but like, and he'll post a picture on Instagram and like tag us, so where he's like, oh, it's Tuesday night, and all he's got these like 3 live shows going simultaneously. But that's very much like how you grow on YouTube, by making effortless, stupid fucking short videos. And I'm not talking about like when I post like clips of interviews or like when I make a video. I'm talking about like when you use like a template from an app and put like text over it, and it's just like when
or
you finish
reaction video to someone else's templated thing.
Yeah. And so like you get tons of followers real easy that way. And then you get a lot of followers by engaging with the community and like watching other people's shows and tuning in and commenting. And YouTube is very cool like that. It turns into a real tight community. But my problem is I'm just real busy, and it's really hard to listen to like a lot of different podcasts, watch a lot of different live streams, pop in and comment. And I'm trying, like I really am trying, but it's a lot, and when you go live several times a week, and then I got clients I got to work for, and then I got the Metal Ninja Studios, doing their social media posts, and then doing the Invader stuff. And it's just like, you just lose track of time. Like last night, man, yep. I was up late making a video last night, and I made the video, and I drank a couple energy drinks. Then I couldn't go to sleep, and then I started watching The Bear. So I probably watched The Bear till about 4:00 this morning, and then I woke up at 6. So I got about 2 hours of sleep. Woke up, did my social media posts, and then prepped for my afternoon interview. Then I took like an hour nap. And then I woke back. So like I'm running on minimal sleep, which is probably why I'm a clusterfuck tonight and couldn't even it took me an hour to read through your Kickstarter page. It's not your fault. It's me. But yeah,
I'm an enabler.
But yeah, it was just like I was, I don't stay up late a lot more just because I wake up so early, and so I usually fall asleep. But yeah, like last night I drank a couple energy drinks working on this video to try and focus it. And then I hate everything I do, right? So like I spend an hour on this video or whatever, and then I'm like, this sucks. And then I sent it to a couple friends, and they're like, no, it doesn't suck. And I was like, what do they know? They're not content creators. Like I was like, I won't even like listen. I won't even listen to
the
people.
kind of critical eye that I do.
You're just being nice for no reason at all. You just want me to succeed, you jerk.
How dare? How dare?
How dare you want to do that? What does Ronan say? Hey man, I can't enter. Yeah. Well, we did that one of them we did say if you wanted to pay for it, you could enter. But yeah, it's and one of I also still owe Ignacio like 3 books from past Blake's Buzz contests from months and months ago.
Uh-oh.
I'll get them out one of these days. Maybe. But yeah, it's that is we've been kind of like playing with that. Like sometimes we're like US only, or hey, you can join or pay the shipping. But yeah, it's because there's Blake and Cole's the same way. There's like 4 Australian people that like tune in and like they're like going to work in the morning, like listening to us like on the way to work and when they get to work. And so like we it's cool having like international listeners, but like if international people back your stuff, like the shipping's a clusterfuck, costs extra money, and like it feels like we can't ever make anyone happy unless we like eat that fee. And one $25 shipping charge or whatever is different than like when you're doing tons of campaigns and may have a lot of international backers that you have to like and that can put you out, that can put you in a bad place financially like real quick. So it is a bummer. I blame God. That's the only person I can think of because he's in control of the mail.
I blame capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism.
Just kind of interchangeable with God nowadays.
Like I mean, that's who I worship. That's who I was talking about. Not like the Catholic one who made me feel ashamed growing up, but like the money God that actually matters.
Yeah, like you know what? Like shout out to Australia. I love Australia. I love my Australian backers, and also like before I went into the whole comics thing, like I used to make jewelry. So like yeah, like had my little torch and like made stuff out of silver and like, but like a lot of my customers were from Australia before the huge shipping hikes. Like back in the day, like oh man, I want to say in like 2012, 2013 or something, like shipping rates to Australia were like $3.50.
Oh wow.
And then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, shipping out to Australia is like $14, and then like that was like 40% of my client base was like Australian people buying like cool shit for like $3.50 shipping. And yeah, like
do you still make jewelry or any of that anymore?
I don't, because like I had a hard time finding places to sell it because my stuff was sort of that like handmade higher tier sort of like one of a kind pieces and whatever, and like it's hard to find a place in New York where people want that anymore because everyone just wants like cheap souvenirs and like marketplaces where they're like advertising their stuff as like handmade. It was really bought on Alibaba for like 50 cents and they're selling it for like $50 or whatever. Or they're just selling it super cheap and like undercutting everybody. So like I couldn't find a nice little home to sell my jewelry. So I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do the most lucrative thing ever and go into comics.
Go into comics, yeah. That's where you make the real money. That story kind of reminds me of a couple Mother's Days ago. My sister found this local Kansas City artist and bought, like, he was selling miniatures of a statue that he made, and it's like a mother-daughter, fancy little statue. And she bought it for him, and she's like, my sister's telling my mom, she's like, yeah, he's like, he does these, like, he has like a big statue like on display, and then he does these little statues, and it's all local, and he's from Kansas City and stuff. And my dad's like looking at the box, and he's like turning around, and he was like, it's like, it says made in China. And my sister's like, whatever, Dad. He's like, no, it says it right here. And my sister was like, fuck you, why would you say that in front of mom? She didn't know, like my sister didn't know. She just kind of assumed that this artist was like, I guess, whittling little tiny statues in their free time, right? Because everybody's got time to do that shit.
I made this.
Nice.
That's dope. It's a brass with a lapis in it, but yeah.
So you like shape it and form it and put the gem in it and everything?
Yep.
That's nuts.
I also had this little dude here. Yeah, like I had these things and I couldn't find a place to sell them, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna draw instead.
Have you ever thought about doing you're probably like, no, this sounds terrible, I don't want to do this at all, but like a Kickstarter tier of like or something, like or maybe like with the gym that started it all, or like doing something like that for
I
like
thought about that.
Kickstarter?
Or, like Sifrim Spear, because it looks really cool and it has that like dragon eye thing going on.
Yeah.
And they're like, I was like, that would be a really cool pair of earrings. But also like manufacturing costs in
Yeah.
general. Because like I can't do my own casting because I have no ventilation. I'd probably like die in here. So I have to pay someone else to do the actual casting and metal. But like
Okay.
costs have gone up so much.
Yeah.
I still want to do it someday. I think they'd make really cool earrings. Like spear rings, like
Yeah.
spear earrings.
Yeah, that'd be dope. Again, all the things that Matta could do if you cowards would just fucking go to Kickstarter.
Yeah, and
back
also,
with
you
him.
know what? We're going into full MLM territory. So like tell your friends to tell their friends to back Sacrimony so we can
Yeah.
get some cool earrings.
Buy 2 copies, one for you, one for your mom.
And one
She
for your
might dig
dog,
it.
one for your
Yeah,
goldfish.
one for your dog, one to just leave in the bathroom, one to put in a nice bag so it doesn't get like wet barn stuff on it. You want that? Jesus Christ. The old wet barn. No, this has been quite the Blake's Buzz. I fucking love talking to you for real. This
Yeah.
funny story, ladies and gentlemen. When Matt and I met to like meet about the campaign and strategize, it very much went like this.
Yeah, it was very off the rails. I think
we spent a lot of time catching up and just talking about life, and then like 10 minutes talking about the campaign and like what she was like, what I needed to make like my promo easier, what she could get and what she kind of expected and stuff. And then we talked for like it was like 10 minutes of business and an hour and 25 minutes of this.
Yeah, and I think the meeting was supposed to be what, like 20 minutes, just like that.
I don't ever time my meetings. I did have to leave because I had a meeting after you, and it did go longer. Right after you, I met with Stephen Prince, who was another fucking deal. So I had like 4 hours of almost like 3 hours of meetings, and it was because of the same. It didn't feel like a meeting, but it was just catching up, joking, rumoring. But yeah, as soon as we got done, I had like 20 minutes till Steven, and then Steven came on and did the same shit to me. He was like, yeah, cool. Price sounds good. I just want you to do that. And then he was just like, let me tell you all these secrets. And I was like, all right.
Oh my God. You learned secrets?
Yeah. I learn secrets all the time. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
I can't ever talk about them, but
well, no, because they're secrets.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't ask you what they were. I'll ask you off air.
Yeah, like every now and then, like when we go off air, or like there's been a couple creators who are just like, they're like, yeah, everything's going great, and it's like, all right, cool, glad things are going well, like talk to you soon. And then we get off air and they're like, Blake, this publisher's fucking me, man. And I'm like, oh no, like I'm like, I don't. It's interesting. I love what I do and I love this industry, but I get to know a lot more about this industry, like from direct market perspective and what happens to people, and like. And how some people do get, we've seen a lot of the talk with the comics broke me hashtag, right? And like a lot of bad stories and stuff over the last couple of weeks. And it's crazy what I've learned. And like, yeah, when the cameras go off the air and they like, and when they like just vent, because you can tell like they don't, like you don't have a lot of comic scene people to talk comic books with a lot, right? So like if you find a podcast host or a collaborator or just another creative friend that you can vibe with, it's real easy to just like tell you everything. Like, I'm like, holy shit, this dude is telling me fucking contract details right now. Like,
no.
But yeah, it's crazy, and that is a bummer. Speaking of, I mentioned Cole earlier. Weenie Oli and Crash. Cole wanted me to do Weenie Oli earlier for my earlier interview, and I was like, no. Decided to run. You're running at night now? Oh man, this guy's making me feel like dog shit. He goes running every morning, playing disc golf, taking pictures, being like, I'm outside being healthy, and I'm like slamming fucking energy drinks, making advertisements at the computer. I'm like, thanks, Cole. Doing a great job, bud. But no, I love Cole. Tuesday nights, Blake and Cole read a book. Everybody should tune in. It's a good time. But yeah, Matta, I here we've almost talked for 2 hours.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I mean, I think we've showcased your art, which is beautiful and impressive and so cool that you're self-taught and continue to teach yourself new lessons. And it feels like every campaign you're just coming out, like when you drop that birdcage variant, I was like holy shit, like it was like a new, like a Matta level up like it felt like, and so you just find these new ways to make yourself better, to make your comics better, to make your audience more excited. I think that's so cool. And I'm to think of you like 76, 74 issues in the future doing this, and like either unless you unless like your hands break and you and then there's like the degradation, but like if
My
you
God, don't even joke about that. I do have permanent nerve damage in my drawing arm from working at a sweatshop for a while.
oh my
So
God.
yeah, I was a jewelry polisher for like 2 months before my my arm crapped out. It was just
Oh
like,
no,
"Nope,
no
there's nerve
wonder you
damage."
don't want to fuck with jewelry making. It's like
Yeah.
it's bad experience. That makes sense.
Like, I tried going out on my own after that and, like, starting my own brand, and I was just like, "My arm always hurts, like, from the elbow down, I can't feel anything.
Oh
This is
man.
a bad sign." So, yeah, it was actually really depressing because after that job, like, almost destroyed my arm, I really had to just, like, not do anything with my left arm for, like, at least 6 months
Whoa. Are you
just to, like.
left-handed?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Southpaws unite. That's dope.
Yes. Left-handed high five.
That's cool. That's cool. And you have like nice handwriting and can draw really well. That's it. Left-handers can. There's a lot of left-handers that are that can draw, but like not many have great handwriting. Like left-hand right, and you as someone who has like meticulously composed your own font with your handwriting, I feel like you have pretty nice handwriting.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Maybe unless like just in everything else, you're just like writing like a doctor on Adderall.
It's still obnoxiously neat.
But I also like, good news is hopefully by the time you get into issue like, maybe 50 or 60, I'm sure they can just fucking hack your arms off and give you robot parts, and you'll be fine. Just be part animatronic. It'll be cool.
Be like an arm in a jar with a head. I don't know. Or a head in a jar with an arm, not an arm in a jar.
Head in a jar with
that
an
arm will not be able to draw.
But so do you like I mean, I know you're on like social media. Obviously, you're on you Twitter. You got a Facebook page. We'll shout those out. Do you have like a newsletter or anything anybody can subscribe to?
I do. It's funny. I don't think I have a direct link. I think it's on my link tree actually. Let me double check. Now, if I can only find my own link tree. This is just. Oh, I have my
as long as I'm not the only one who's not prepared, I'm cool with it. Like,
oh, I'm never prepared for this. I told you, like 90% of the time, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. All right. Well, I did have a link to my link tree, but I replaced it with the Kickstarter link for now because that's just what I wanted.
Because you're a good marketer, and that's a smart idea.
I guess. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? Screw the newsletter. You don't need that right now. You need to just go and like back the damn thing and buy the book and read it. But,
that's true.
Buy
damn thing, ladies.
Buy the damn thing. Like seriously, please. Like it's great. I say buy the damn thing, but it's a fantastic book.
Yeah, buy the damn fantastic, gorgeous comic book. Yes. Like it's worth your money. And get that holofoil action going on. Like,
oh please, it is absolutely the best cover. I love holding holofoil covers because they just the covers are nice and thick. They're so smooth, and then you get to like do the thing where you like
you get to move it, and the shininess makes all the terrible feelings go away for just brief moments.
It's that little dopamine hit that's just like, all right.
Like I remember I used to buy like all the lenticular covers DC used to put out like back in the day, and I have like the whole like 52 sets of like all 52 lenticular variants that they did. God, I used to spend so much
that's another thing I want to do. I want to do lenticulars. Like I need to get more people on board for lenticulars.
No one really does that. There's a lot of metal. There's metal, holofoil, chromium, stuff like that. I haven't seen many lenticular covers on the indie Kickstarter scene.
Yeah, I've seen lots of lenticular like prints at cons, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I saw them as comic covers, but I think it's hard to find a printer that actually does them. Or like, once again, it's like, oh well, we'll print your lenticulars, but you have to order 1,000 of them. Like,
or pay stupid
like, bro,
money.
I sold 4. Like, please work with me here.
Well, everybody, I can't recommend this campaign enough. And again, like you should just go all in, right? Like get some sketches, keep them out of that wet barn. That's the most important thing. Can we just
save the sketches? Can we have a save the sketches campaign
save
here?
The sketches #save the sketches. Keep them out of the wet barn. Get those bird cages out of Matta's sight forever. Just never
Please.
has to see them again. For the love of God. But no, like it's a great campaign. Everybody should back it. Everybody should check it out. If you follow me or if you follow Matta, like we're both going to be posting about it a lot. There's going to be links readily available. The link in my bio to my drum tree, it's not link tree. A drum looks a little prettier, but you can go to my bio and click my link tree and get to Matta's info. Maybe not Matta's, no, but it's just your Kickstarter. It's not your personal shit. What am I trying to say? Newsletter.
My emotional baggage.
Yeah, it doesn't like go right to your diary. It just goes to the the Wet Barn gang, baby. Wet Barn fam. Yeah, we're gonna run with this. I'm gonna do some cool Wet Barn.
Yeah, we got this. It's like a W for Wet Barn.
Matt is gonna fire me. Matt is gonna be like, Wet Barn does not sell comics, Blake.
No,
stop it.
I'm here for this. 10,000%. I support this.
Well, we've almost gone 2 hours. So anything you want to shout out or say to the great people still watching or to potential audiences
brush your teeth,
later?
everybody. It's very important.
That is true. Brush your teeth, wash your hands, wipe your ass.
Oh, it's like the song from Shrek where it's like, keep your feet off the grass and your shoes, wipe your face.
Things that are important that you'd be shocked that you have to remind people sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, I am again, like, congrats on a good first day. I hope these 3 weeks go by real super easy for you and not stressful and you just kind of get to enjoy it. I probably just
can't remember the last time I've actually enjoyed a Kickstarter campaign. Usually, like, just they're like curled up in the fetal position, just rocking back and forth, like, fund already, please.
I love how much you like hate Kicks. I mean, you obviously love it because you put all this time into it and want people to read your comic. But
I love my job, but I hate the money part. I think I said that before. Like,
are you like a constant refresher, or do you kind of try and step away from it?
I'm a constant refresher. It's awful.
Like I was kind of guessing that, but I
have like so much nervous energy. It's awful. It's just like you know what's sad? Like I have a Fitbit, right? So it monitors the heart rate and stuff because I'm trying to be healthy. I lost like 20 pounds this year, which is pretty
nice.
But yeah, so I got this thing to track my activity and heart rate and stuff. And it was like when I launched the Kickstarter, I hit the button and then it was like my heart rate shot up and it's like, you did 10 minutes of cardio, and I'm just sitting there like refreshing the
You're like, no, that was pure panic.
It's like, wait, I don't have to work out. I can just run Kickstarter.
Yeah, just go from campaign to campaign and let
that
stress eat away bits and pieces of your body time after time.
Rusty old boat, shout out. Full circle back to the rusty old boat.
Hey, as long as that's good storytelling because you're a good writer. You bring things back around. But no,
I do have a lot of running gags going on. If you've noticed throughout the whole thing, like I like doing throwbacks.
Yeah, that's that, and you do that in the books too. You do.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Good. Oh, I thought you meant like for the show. I was like.
Well, in the book too, I've got these things going on.
I like how there was one point in the show where I was talking about how I was a good host and paid attention to my guests, and then I'm like, not now anymore though. I've given up. But Matt, it was so great catching up with you. Like as always, I always have a really really great time chatting. I'm really glad I'm going to remember this time. Unfortunately, I didn't give you like a good bottle feeding baby quote for this one, but we did get the Wet Barn, and we can take that into the future and make that a special thing.
Yes.
So we got that
Wet
going.
Barn Kickstarter coming out next year.
With a stained glass or a tempered glass Matta Sorcier exclusive variant that will only cost you
gold foil stamped lenticular.
Yeah. It'll be $129.99. There's only going to be 5 of them.
And I feel like $129.99 is underselling it. We need like $249.99.
Yeah, just go up. All right, cool. I'm down with that. $250. That's fair. That's a deal. That's a deal. You guys should just steal. You guys should just like Ko-fi us that money right now, or send us that via PayPal. Blake.t.morgan@gmail.com. Friends and family, please. We'll get it to you eventually. but I would recommend prepaying because these are going to be in high demand, and also you're probably never going to get them. But no, I wouldn't do that to you. Maybe. Not you, man. I wouldn't do that to the people, but I might.
Okay.
I
I was about
wouldn't
to
do.
say we still cool, right?
I definitely wouldn't do it to you. Please don't, Matta, don't buy that $250 bear.
Bro, ask me if I have $250 to even buy that. Like all of this Kickstarter money is going to printing books anyway.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're like we're on a fucking budget, Blake.
Yeah, no, I'm buying myself ice cream after that. I think that's pretty much all I get.
Hey, I believe me, I know how that, not with Kickstarter, but just like with the new freelance world, and how like sometimes you're like, oh, I got money in the bank, but then you're like, oh wait, like not much is going on in July, so we need to keep that money in the bank, right? And it's like that's a new thing that I'm figuring out now, which is also good. It's making me a little bit smarter about money, and I don't stress buy stuff on Amazon anymore, which is nice.
Nice. I mean, also not being stressed out as much to have to stress by things.
Yeah, that's right. It's a
Pretty
weird cycle that we live in. But yeah, and anyways, I do get that. So, but yeah, everybody, if our financial woes, intrigue you, if you want to help out with that, you can go back Matta's campaign and buy some variants, buy the field guide, maybe get some prints, or some sketches.
Yeah, or just even just buy the digital, read the thing, you'll like the thing. I promise you. Just like just get in there and read it.
I'm over here trying to like sell you high, and you're just like, or get the $5
just
one,
read
guys.
the damn thing. that's my quote. Just
send me an email. I'll send you the first issue.
I've done that. Like, you got to give them the little hit first, so they get a taste for it.
Yeah, you gotta suck them in, and
that's
then,
what any good drug dealer does.
Yeah, first hit's free.
Yeah.
Second one, not so much. But yeah. Anyway, what a show! What a campaign! What a great comic! What a guest! I'm so lucky to get to know awesome people like you, and I'm really glad everybody who's watching, who's been watching, who commented, like, thank you all so much. People that back during the show, like, thank you so much. I know Matta appreciates it. You're making my job easier too, because I work for Matta, and when she's happier, my life's better.
And if I'm not, he's gonna hear it.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna get put in the wet barn.
Do it for Blake. He'll finally
get
to find out.
If you guys don't hear from me for a week, it's because Matta got mad and locked me in the wet barn, and I'm gonna like prune up, like I've been in the shower too long, and who knows, like who knows what.
Oh, I hear your skin starts peeling off after that.
Yeah, after a while, yeah, it starts to, and yeah, that's like that's that water torture stuff. Like, it really happens. Like, water can.
Yep.
Yeah, so like the wet barn is a real deal. Derail extravaganza. You guys know what you're in for. That's why you love me. But no, everybody, again, thanks for tuning in. Please check out this campaign. I honestly, I love Sacrimony. It gets better and better. Matta does cooler and cooler stuff with variants and add-ons and all sorts of stuff. And that she loves this book. She really does. It means a lot to her, and you can tell that in every panel and every page as
I've been plotting it for 25 years.
Yeah, that's like, we've 25 years of fuck around, and in the last 2 years of like find out for real. Like, that's a good ratio. That's a good ratio.
Yeah, I mean, I've said in my bio, it's like I spent 2/3 of my life doing like shitty retail jobs and like putting this comic on the back burner, but like now is its time.
I like that. Hey, as someone who quit a job and bet on themselves, it's a good feeling, especially when it starts
when it finally works out.
Yeah, right.
It's
real scary. Real it feels great initially, and then you have like a good 2 weeks, and then you start to freak out, and you're like, oh no, what am I gonna do? Did I make a mistake?
Yeah, it's like, it's when you see the bank account numbers just and you're like, oh,
and
shit,
nothing's going back in. Yeah. No, it's a weird deal, but chasing dreams, working hard. I don't want to sound like a cheese dick, but it can happen. It can pay off, and you can bet on yourself, and it's work. Like, I do a lot more work now, and I work weirder hours and wake up real early and go to bed a lot earlier, and everything's just a little different now. But definitely fucking not answering a phone every day, working for people that don't give a shit about me, that I had a panic attack at work, and they basically were like, get back to work, because it's your job. And I was like, I can't breathe. Anyways, that happened in real life. That's why I quit my job. But yeah, anyways.
Oh man, I have an anecdote from a friend actually where she was having a hard time with the manager, and it was like her manager was being an asshole, and it was like, she started crying, and the manager was just like, "Oh, are you really getting upset about this?" And she's just like, "I'm crying because you're an asshole."
Oh my God. Yeah, I remember
point.
the manager I talked to, and then and she, because she was like, because they told me I couldn't leave basically because they had some new SOP with how to call into work, and you had to like go to managers and stuff. I don't know, like
That
it
sounds like
didn't.
a lot of hoops to jump through.
Yeah, and I was like, what happens if you're sick? And basically, and my new manager at the time was like, she's like, I've been sick all day too, but luckily we work from home so I can handle my stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I'm a piece of shit. Like, thank you for reminding me who and what I am. And so yeah, it's just I don't know. Don't put yourself in those positions, because you
Oh,
do.
God.
It's
Yes.
it's real easy to forget sometimes, because the world will help you remember that maybe you don't matter, but you do, and you are important, and you got to treat yourself. You got to treat yourself good. Mental health is a real deal, and everybody should be around people, whether it's employers or friends or family, that respect it. So that's
Be around people who add value to your life.
yes. Yeah. And I love how it's the state. It is terrible. Yeah. It's, yeah, I don't have any. What sucks, I don't have health insurance anymore either. That's the trade-off. It's like, yeah, I work for myself. I'm freelancing. Hope I don't get sick.
Oh man, does your state at least have like, poor people free health insurance? Because I'm totally on that.
I gotta
New
look
York.
in. I've
Yeah.
heard about that. Yeah. I remember when I worked at the bar, there were a couple of cooks that like a couple of the kitchen guys and back house guys that got in on that.
Yeah,
I
like
remember,
it's not the best, but it's something.
yeah,
Should be their motto.
I remember this guy, dude. His name was Don. He like caught the kitchen on fire a couple times, and
Oh
like
no.
he was a mess. And he used to he got fired eventually because he came in and George, our GM, was in the kitchen, showing people around stuff, and the dude sets his backpack down in the kitchen, and George like heard all the bottles like clink in his backpack, and he had all this booze in his bag. He would just drink and drink and drink on his shifts, and but I remember him telling me that he was like, yeah, I got free healthcare. He's like, I can keep drinking, do whatever the fuck I want, man. I was like, I don't know, it's not what that
Bro,
means,
it doesn't make you immortal.
yeah, I know. I was like, you didn't fucking turn into Superman, bud. Like, you don't have fucking Iron Man armor. It's just you. But yeah, no, I do need to check that out, because yeah, it sucks. Oh well, you guys didn't tune in for that. You didn't tune in for healthcare.
No, you know what? Anyone who's doing freelance and is making under a certain amount of money and you don't have healthcare, look into it. Like,
nice. Yeah, that's
probably
a smart deal. Well, Matta, again, I know. let me try it in the show. This is like Lord of the Rings.
Ending.
This is Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Like, this is our 6th ending.
Yeah, no, you're stuck with me. That's it.
But yeah, well, real quick, shout out. Like, Twitter still the best place to find you typically?
Yeah, I guess I do things on Twitter. So yeah, I'm Matta Sorcier on Twitter. MattaSorcier. I almost forgot how to spell my name. Wow.
That's what happens when you talk to me for 2 hours.
It's this.
You're one drink. Yeah.
I am weak. I told you this. Like there was a time where I used to drink a lot, and then my liver was like, ready to pack its bags and leave, and I was just like, oh, I should probably do something about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm Matta Sorcier at Twitter. I'm also on Instagram. I don't really do a lot else aside from Twitter and Instagram.
Like, no Blue Sky yet?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
What
is that?
It's the new invite only.
It sounds exhausting.
Platform. Yeah.
New social media. Just
I got invited. No one ever fucking talks to me. I even posted like cute pictures of Bruce, and I was and no one cares. Like,
how dare? No,
I know
that's not the place I want to be.
Right?
Like if I post a cat picture and get like no likes, I'm out.
Right? Yeah. It's like I was like, this is Bruce. You rub his belly and he smiles, and I posted a picture of him smiling, and like 3 people liked it, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with Blue Sky? Anyway,
no,
but it is like
that's a toxic environment. You shouldn't be around with people.
Yeah, go back to Twitter. Blue Sky is toxic, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, that is
That's a take.
Like, go back to this exploded nuclear power plant
Yeah.
because the cesspit is too toxic.
Stand in the volcano because it's hot outside.
Yes.
But no, again, I'm so excited to work with you. And we got 3 weeks left. Everybody, like, please, like, go check out this campaign. Follow Matta everywhere you can to keep track of her, what she's doing, for future issues, future announcements, all that good stuff.
And also the
And
cat pictures because I have some really cute
she
cats.
has really cute cats, and we'll post cute cat
They're
pictures.
if you love beautiful orange cats, I can provide.
What's your orange cat's name?
The
We have two now, right?
yeah, I do have 2. So the first one I got was Muffin
Yeah.
because he's just a gigantic snuggle muffin, and the new one who's very round is Pumpkin because he's very round.
Muffin and Pumpkin.
Yes.
So fucking cute. Oh my god.
And Muffin likes to go for walks, so I have like a harness with a leash and he
Nice.
goes for walks, and he has a sailor suit. So
And
yeah.
didn't the new one, didn't it just kind of like show up one day and
He
you
was
just brought him
he was
in?
dragged kicking and screaming into my house. Muffin was
Oh,
the
okay.
one he was the one that just clawed his way into my heart. Like
Nice.
he was a stray. He was out on the street and like I befriended him while I was outside doing garden stuff, and then he just went to my front door and he's like, "You can let me in? Let me in,
Nice.
right?" And he's like reaching for the doorknob. He's a huge cat, so he could actually reach the doorknob. Like if it was one of those like pull handle ones, I'm sure he could have opened it. But it was just like, all right, well, I guess there's a cat in my house, and I guess I have a cat now.
That's how my sister got Gary, her black cat. They were carrying in groceries one day, and he ran in while the door was propped open while they were bringing in groceries.
Never
And
leaving.
yeah, he moved. He moved. Here we go. Like, I'm glad we're bringing you the content you want. Old boats, kittens. Name a more classic combo.
Name a more iconic duo.
That's what the Wet Barn comic is going to be about. Everybody, it's going to be about wet cats and dry barns.
Oh my god, wet cats. Oh no.
Yeah, that won't make anybody happy. I'm losing it.
All right.
It's everybody's still here. That's crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy.
We must be doing something right.
I know.
Or they're just really polite.
You should just be my co-host, maybe.
I enjoy co-hosting. It's a lot less stressful than being a guest on shows. Like I've co-hosted Explain Yourself a couple of times when like Kevin
nice.
wasn't available, and like haha, Will was stuck with me, but like it was a fun experience. I tried not to derail the show. Will is actually really good at keeping stuff on the tracks.
Yeah, Will's solid dude.
But hey, I mean, if you're looking for a co-host sometime, hit me up.
Yeah, hey, I'll keep you posted. Until then, everybody, let us know if I should get a co-host or just keep doing the weird shit. It's honestly your guys' decision. I don't make the decisions here. You guys do. But like I do make one decision, and that's that Sacrimony is a great fucking comic. All you guys need to check it out. And I'm just like, let's go. Like I want you to keep making comics and love the hustle, love the passion. Always love talking to you. And unless anyone else has anything to say, what do they say in weddings? Unless anyone objects or something like that. I don't know.
I remembered it up until the very point where you asked the question. If anybody has any objections, like say your shit or whatever. Speak your piece.
Speak your piece. Nothing. No one's saying anything. Matta, anything else you want to shout out before we leave?
No.
My
brain just completely blanked out.
Like, that's what happens. It doesn't matter who you talk to. 2 hours of live streaming puts you in a weird. You just start saying random shit.
I don't talk a lot, so I don't get many chances to talk. The brain just shuts down after a while.
See, that's what you probably were like. Oh fuck, I gotta go on Blake's show, and it's just me and him. Like there's no like 4 other people that I get to wade through first. So yeah, it's
like shit. I just got to come out talking right out of the gate.
Well, everybody, again, it was awesome to hang out with all of you. We'll be back tomorrow. I got the Strider Nolan guys on tomorrow. Michael. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Brain.
Yeah. His company, Strider Nolan. Michael. He's gonna love coming on tomorrow when I can't remember what to call him. But no, I'll announce that tomorrow. Long story short, we're gonna be back live tomorrow night. I think Keith Champagne may be popping in too. And then this weekend, I'm just going to read comics and not be online, and hopefully everything will be great. And I'll hit that reset button and the stream ends when one of us faints. I mean, that's where we're gonna speak now. Yes, thank Desi.
Desi is the real MVP.
You have to tune in you are my comment helper person, and I appreciate you so much. Like, thank you for pulling us out of this weird mess we fell into.
I was close. I said say your piece.
Yeah, say your piece.
Wrong word. Sounded like the word.
Love more, hate less, read comics, state your piece, back Sacrimony, be nice to each other.
Wet barn.
What's going on Twitter? Play in the wet barn. Don't get in a fucking submarine and go see the Titanic. It's a bad idea for everybody. And honestly, I love all you guys. Matt, I love you too. You're so awesome. And let's raise some money. Let's do it. Let's get this funded. Have a good night, everybody.
It's Blake's Buzz Live.